The button has been hit,
That's
and
it.
we are live.
Are we? Are we though?
I believe so.
Well, it's taking a little minute because I refreshed it, the page, and you know how I do.
Yeah, you broke it.
You certainly did. Let's see.
All right, so
And there it is.
what's that dude name? Oh, YC Imogen or something like that.
Well, I see
YC,
Imogen.
yeah, the black dude that do the music videos.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Damn, what is his damn name? I know
I
you're
think
talking
that's
about.
it. I think that's it.
It's one of his packs.
Yeah, I remember. Yep.
Start sharing
2017.
this shit.
Oh, well, that sucks. File is no longer available.
Of course it isn't. Well, it is what it is. Like I said,
No, I
I'm
got it
gonna
somewhere. I got it somewhere.
eventually fuck around and get that subscription
You
for
want to
like a
eventually
month.
fuck around to find out?
Well, I already did that. I fucked
Oh,
around and found out I needed more transitions and shit
oh,
like that.
well, yeah. I mean, true shit.
Basic transitions is easy to do, but
Well,
there are some more
yeah.
advanced ones I would really like to add. And some of these motherfuckers are just like just drop in it, bam, be there. So the
Right.
workflow is speeded up. The editing process is speeded up.
Ooh, vibes.
Saturday morning cartoons are on. All right.
Kaboom.
So some shit I need to close out because I got way too many goddamn tabs open
You
for
bugging.
no apparent reason.
You
Yo,
bugging.
this shit, yo, I swear it always happens, yo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I always do that shit. Now
You
they got
do
that
always be
thing
bugging.
where they kind of reduce their impact on the resources by
Yeah.
whatever. But fuck that. I need to get better. Just close. I don't need no more. Bang, fuck out of here. Bang, fuck out of here. I be hoarding tabs, yo. I do. I might have to go back to this.
This guy's a tab hoarder.
Just saying.
Nah, I do it too.
It is trash. All right.
Let me see.
So me and Cyrus did our reaction to
Oh, boom.
the Shang-Chi trailer. That's I just put that up this morning. I like having more content to put up on that channel.
Thanks.
Because nothing wrong with the branding. It's just I think it took a little minute for me and Cyrus to click with the back and forth. Took a little while for that to happen. And now that it's a lot more comfortable now, this is a good time to start making that channel active and doing things like the reactions and stuff. It gets us typically more views. Hey, Biddy.
Hey.
It gets us more views.
Right.
But I mean, it's all relative because
Right.
there's like 7 subscribers on that channel. So if we get 47 views,
hey,
yeah, exactly,
jackpot.
Exactly. That's how I'm looking at it. So that's how I'm looking at that shit.
Ooh. Bad. Where is? Maybe I don't have it.
No, I think that shit gone, yo.
I just looked. I just checked my drive, and it ain't there.
Yeah, that shit gone.
No, B, I'm not accepting that.
I mean, I don't
we
think
will exhaust all avenues before we say it's gone.
I don't think accepting or rejecting a thing has anything to do with the thing if it exists. If that shit don't exist, you can accept it or reject it.
But if I accept it without checking everything,
no, you got to check.
It's Schrodinger's cat. I don't.
You do have to check. You definitely have to check.
Oh, It both exists and doesn't exist right now.
It's
so I mean,
really.
I mean, right now,
yeah, that's true. Schrodinger's Lutz. Damn it!
All right, let me see. I found a different LUT pack. I shared that with you. And yeah, it is what it is.
Some of these transitions, it's dope. They sell templates for After Effects, but I don't really fuck with any of the Adobe video shit anymore.
You should, because that's my plan.
What After Effects
to touch? Yeah.
Well, now these fucking new graphics cards,
right?
It'll probably run a lot smoother now.
It is my plan.
I do want to get some
making
more
no promises.
Yeah, listen. For a little while, I was on it,
but I used to be,
and I learned some shit.
Yeah, if you look at my earlier YouTube videos, you'll see the After Effects shit in there. But
you know who be on the After Effects though?
What up, Paul?
What's up, Paul? Years ago, these two kids had mastered that shit, and they probably come from a little privileged ass family that had the money to afford that shit, right? But they mastered it, and they put together this fucking video. It's probably still up on YouTube. They put together this fucking video of a lightsaber battle between them two. And dog, it was amazing. I'm sitting there watching this shit going, how the fuck are they doing this? And then at the end, you know, they had their little talk about what they used and blah, blah, blah. And that's the first time I heard about After Effects. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. These kids were so good at it, and that video got so much traction that when they got older, they eventually got jobs at George Lucas's.
Oh wow,
yeah, that shit was amazing. And then they redid it later when they was adults, crazy. And it was. I mean, when I say they was doing everything you would expect in a Jedi fight, it's not just the lightsabers, but the powers, the telekinetic powers, and moving shit, and even now when one would miss a strike, he would hit the wall, and you would see the light streaks go across the wall. Yo, it was amazing. It was amazing. Huh. And for a while, I was on it. Like for a while, I was looking up every video on YouTube. There was a lightsaber battle done by After Effects. That shit was amazing, yo. It was amazing. That's what got me kind of like made aware of it. But I never thought I would get it. And then when I got it, I have a computer that could run it really well.
Yeah,
you know, so I could do some stuff. But and after a while, since I didn't have a computer that could run it, didn't know when I would get a computer that could run it the way I would like for it to run, I just like, man.
Yo,
but you're right. We do need to jump into that. We do need.
I had a computer that couldn't handle it, but I would sit there for that 30-40 minutes and let that 5-minute clip render.
Yo, I did the same shit. I did the same shit. And then after a while, I was like, no, fuck that. Yo, I literally made a short ass video. It took forever for the shit. It's a short ass video of my eyes glowing like with power and shit. It's literally 5 to 10 seconds. And it took forever to fucking render, yo. Forever. And I was like, you know, there's no way I'm going to be able to do the stuff that I would like to do with this, because I would want extended clips, at least 2 to 5 minutes. That's going to take 3 days.
Matter of fact,
I can't have my computer up like that.
Why are we talking about this shit? Let me see if I can find the first thing I ever did at After Effects. It's if somebody like twisted your arm, you could probably guess who the main character is.
Yeah, you. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Absolutely not. Why would I? You know me way better than to think I would have used me.
Ass.
Where is? I'm fairly certain.
You'll never find it.
Shush.
You'll never find it.
You will never find it.
So, question to the people that are in the chat currently: how's everybody week?
I don't think they like you enough to
Don't all speak up enough.
Yeah, I don't think they like you enough to answer that question for you.
I don't know.
I mean, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again, but
you will. And this might be
nah, maybe.
Yeah, right now. As we
see, you asked the question and somebody left. See?
Oh.
See? You see how that goes?
Oh, my week. That's offensive.
Oh my God. Come on, bro. Where's this video? It's literally
something I want to talk about too. We got stuff to talk about for our week.
Oh, we
have stuff to talk about for our week, but it's something else that's been happening that I didn't think too much about until it started happening more frequently, and that was this week.
That's how that tends to go.
Yeah.
The fall. Oh, yeah, I know what that is. All right, let me see.
It don't ever work.
I believe you.
Your time.
I believe you.
It don't ever work.
Oh. Okay, all right.
I forget where I got that shit from.
Stop that.
I got that from somewhere.
Send it back.
No, I think I'm keeping that.
Nah, B.
Hey, yo, he saw Napalm asked how many times you watched that video too. I think I watched it like 2 or 3 times.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, like I had it playing in the background the last time though, because I was doing some other shit. But that shit was a dope display. Oh, Biddy said, I forgot what y'all asked. I'm ready to go walking. That's technically an answer. So
no,
we just asked
whatever.
We just asked how everybody's week was. That's all.
God. In total buffoon.
Yeah, Napalm said he watched about 3 times. That video was, to me, just an awesome display of respect for the culture, and we don't see that often.
No, I only watched it once.
Don't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was
well, actually, no, we're gonna talk about that in the thingy.
Yeah.
Let's get it started.
Let's get it started.
Yeah, stop. God.
Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ.
You
and I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed. Now, we have some stuff we're gonna talk about this week for sure.
Yeah.
But before we get into any of that, we're gonna talk about this week. Biddy said it's been a high one then. It's been a high week. For those of you that are just popping in, well, no, you're not. You're not going to just pop in because SBJ is not going to edit this before the intro. So you heard all of that.
Because this one was a little different.
Okay. All right, that works. The question that Biddy Love is answering is I asked the people that were in the live chat, how was their week? And she said it was a high one, which means she doesn't remember it. but we have, like I said, some topics stuff we're gonna talk about today. But before we get into that, we do have some shit that happened this week that we both can talk about because we both kind of engaged in it, right? But before we do that, I want to do this one other thing real quick. So, you know, when King T'Challa was still with us, he was a hunter. I am a hunter. I'm going hunting. That was him. So when he would leave out of the house, routinely he would come back with salamanders, not dead. They were still alive, wriggling around. Moles, a couple of shrews, and birds. Birds would be dead. And that was his thing. It was trash. This is what cats do though. Cats are horrible for the other animal life in the neighborhood
systems.
Yo, they are horrible for that, right? And he was no different. But he's gone, so we hadn't had that issue. Why? Because the other hunter passed before he did, Zora, right? So the remaining cats in this house, one is a recluse who's a nutbag, Makiba. Then you have the broken China doll, Cleopatra. And then you have fat bastard JB, right? So these cats are not hunters, not in the least bit. Makiba never goes outside, and neither does Cleo. JB does go outside, but he doesn't go far from the house. He knows where his bread is baked. He's not going no crazy places. He's either going to be on the front porch or on the back. He might cross the street to the neighbors for a second, but then he's coming back, right? We started finding dead birds again, right outside the door. Now, when it happened once, I was like, what the fuck is this? And the first thing I'm thinking is, that's the other thing about JB. He does not go outside during the day. That's not his thing at all. He goes outside at night because he's black and he's scared and he knows people less likely to see me at night. So I'm going out there then,
Right.
He's, like I said, he's not a hunter. So but he was the first, because you got to do the process of elimination, right? Like, the other cats don't go outside. He's the only one that goes outside at night. But there's don't be a lot of birds really doing much at night, right? But okay, it's that one time, then another time, and then another time. So now it's like, okay, JB don't go outside during the day, and this is the same type of bird every time. Same type of bird. Yeah. And I'm like, is it him? And I'm still thinking it has to be him. And I still think it has to be him. I don't know how he's doing it, but it has to be him. However, something really funny took place the other day. So the one time this week, he pushed the door open, the front door open to go outside during the day. He got chased back in the house. Guess by what? A bird.
That's funny.
A bird chasing him back in the house. And now I'm going, oh, nigga, if bird's chasing you back in the house, you ain't hunting no goddamn birds. Or it could be you've been on a rampage trying to replace T'Challa, right? And these birds sick of it. They're tired of your bullshit. After he got chased in the house by that bird, the next couple of days, there's been no birds on our our back door. No birds out there. So what I'm thinking is he was doing it for a little while. The birds got sick of his foolishness and bullshit. Like, we put up with that with the king because he was a savage. But you are a butterball. Ain't nobody going for that.
Butterball.
You a butterball. Ain't nobody going for that. Nate Pop said Raven Mustafa wasn't going for it. Nah, B. Nah. Nah. Yo, the legend of Raven Mustafa. Listen. There was a time when me and my brother Marlon lived together in this apartment, right? So it's at the top, of Emerson Village, Uplands. We lived up there, right? So there was just a plethora of fucking ravens and crows and all that shit in this area. Seagulls too, but mostly that. Big black ass birds all over the goddamn place, right? And there were squirrels, of course, because trees and shit up there. So there was a squirrel. I don't know if it was the exact same one, but Marlon used to feed that motherfucker. And it would literally come up. Like if Marlon opened the apartment door, stand there, the squirrel would come up there, and he'd give it popcorn or some shit. Like, what the fuck? You attracting these rodents around this motherfucker. So it just so happened that one day I was on my way to work and I came out the apartment building and I saw one of them ravens, crow, whatever the fuck it was, chasing the shit out of one of them squirrels. I mean, was in his ass. In his ass. So I start laughing, right? And when I came back home and Marlon got off and he came in, I said, yo, I saw your mans. out there getting this shit kicked out of him by my
That's
man
funny.
Raven Mustafa. Was lift that little bushy tail up and put a foot in his ass.
Oh my god!
Out there, out there in the thing. So I joked Marlon about, I said, you know, your punk ass squirrel friends. Like, I joked to him about that shit for the longest time, and it didn't get any better because one of the times I was on my way to the Village Shopping Center, and I had to walk through an alley, and there was a dumpster right there. There was a fucking squirrel over there eating looked like out of a donut box or some shit. And then what did I see? Some big black ass birds came right down there and chased his ass away and took the guy. So of course, this definitely was not the same squirrel, but I made it the same squirrel, and I went back and told Marlon, I said, yo, this squirrel be out in these streets getting his ass whipped.
I don't like you. I really, you said I made it the same squirrel.
Yeah, right. I made that shit the same squirrel. I said, yo, you got this squirrels, boy. They better do something. These black ass birds ain't going for it, yo. My man Ray Mustafa and his gang, they in here.
Yo,
like,
do something.
They better do something.
I really dislike you.
Hilarious, yo. Hilarious.
I really dislike you.
And to this day, every so often, I'll bring it back up to him. I remember that time you
Because you're a terrible human being.
I am horrible. So look, right? Enough of that. So one of the other things that happened this week is we went out and shot 2 music videos.
You speaking French?
We went out and shot 2 music videos. You know what I'm saying? These music videos will be for the upcoming EP. Please do not ask me for a release date. We do not have one. The upcoming EP called It's Just an EP. There will be 3 videos to come out of this EP. Right? We shot 2 of them this week.
3 music videos.
Yeah, 3 music videos. We're probably going to do a live stream on the release day or the day before the release or whatever. We'll figure all that shit out. But I gotta say, there were times back in the day when I would come up with a song or whatever, like, damn, I really like to do a video for this. But I had no way to do it.
No way.
No way at all. Like it just
there was no way.
There was no way to do it. So over the course of some years, when I started like investing in cameras and lenses and time to learn how to use and do all of this shit, there was a chance that now, yeah, we could do it. So I did a little something, you know, with one of the videos before with the new cameras and shit. And it came out all right. But I can honestly say, I'm most proud of these ones that we shot the other day. And my message is really simple to people, right? Like, don't limit yourself. That's coming. That's coming. That's coming. Hold up. Don't bury the lead. That's coming. Don't limit yourself in what you can do to merely the circumstances that are there right now, right? Because you can absolutely change that shit. It might take some time. It might take some investment, a little bit of money, sometimes a lot of money. But you know what I'm saying? But don't stop telling yourself you can't do shit or you can't do this or you can't do that, because we living in a time where a lot of that stuff that we thought was out of reach to be able to do, especially at a certain quality of it, that ain't true anymore. That hasn't been true for a little while now. Also, when we went out there, we did have some stuff planned, like, you know, but when you doing,
I look like a man who plans things.
You're like a dog chasing a car. You wouldn't know what to do with it if you caught it. Right. We get it. We get it. But we had some stuff planned, but everything definitely was not planned. So we ad-libbed quite a bit of both videos, actually. Like one video had a little bit more structure than the other, but we ad-libbed, and I think it came out great. I think the first one that I edited came out really good. So that's largely thanks to having the proper equipment and all these years of us being super uber obsessed.
We have been preparing for this moment.
You know, and the fact that we ad-libbed it and it came out so well, and then I edited it basically in 2 days because I synced all the clips up to the actual song on one day, and then I had other shit to do, so I left it there. And then yesterday, I went in there and just edited it. And it was gonna take me 3 days at first because I was gonna do the first verse and hook and shit, and then do the other one the next day, clear my head and stuff. But when I looked to see how much I had left, and it wasn't much left, I said, "Oh no, I'm finishing this out now." And after I finished it out, one thing became very clear as I color graded it and watched it and all that and rendered and all this other shit. One thing became perfectly clear. Niggas got to stop playing with me.
Okay. All right. There it is.
No. Niggas got to stop playing with me.
There it is.
Right? Because see, what it is motherfuckers are quick to underestimate you. Quick to, because listen, a lot of people are insecure about their place in the world, what they need to do, whatever. And when they see you reaching out to do something that they think is beyond your kin, so to speak, the first thing that comes out of their mouth, projecting their own insecurities, is, "It don't ever work. You're wasting your time."
Okay.
It don't ever work.
All right.
That's the first thing that they think. Yeah. You can't let that shit discourage you. Because if anybody can be used an example, if any people that can be used as examples why that's not true and you shouldn't listen to that, it's Multiworld.
Hi there.
It's Multiworld. We started out with not much. Yeah, I had a studio, but again, I had that studio after years and years of doing music, right? And I was still learning shit about that, right? But don't let anybody tell you you can't do shit. When you look at the stuff that you have goals for, shit you want to achieve, just dive in, do what you need to do. Do what you can do at the moment, and then plan to build to do bigger shit later.
Facts.
But motherfuckers is not going to keep playing with me and acting like I don't be doing this shit.
Okay.
They're not going to keep doing that. I do. No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Keep your insecurities to yourself.
Oh, okay.
Figure that shit out. That shit out. Don't point that my way, because I'm going to tell you one thing. They told me that I would never get an audience. You from Baltimore. Ain't nobody checking for Baltimore MCs. That's out. That's out. Then they told me, okay, they listening, but they'll never buy your stuff. They won't do it. You are twice the age of the average person in your peer group that raps. You don't dress like them. And you don't even do that type of music. It don't ever
work. Okay. Bring it back.
That's out. When I wanted to start a media company. That took a little time.
Well, yeah, clearly.
Because I had to find the right people. Facts. The right people that had the same desire, the same passion, and the same commitment, and quite frankly, the same obsession. You know what I'm saying? Same obsession.
Sure.
Because I knew the future was multimedia. It's not just about rap. And to be honest, it never has been just about rap.
Nah.
It's multimedia. And I was on that early, but it was hard. I didn't have anybody else that was on it. And don't think that I didn't try. Because I did. You know what I'm saying? But nobody else was on that. It took a while to find people that was on it. And then I did. And things start moving quickly after that.
Then it hit you like an epiphany.
Like a bolt out of the blue. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? So if you take anything from this rant, this diatribe, and stuff we talked about we did this week, take that. Stop letting motherfuckers tell you what you can and can't do.
Facts.
Make the universe prove you can't do it.
Absolutely.
Make them prove you can't do it.
Yeah.
Now I know the other thing is where location was at, it was kind of, It's fortunate that the location was where it was actually at, because where I initially at one point wanted to do a video at was in Baltimore, in a similar location. Far as the backdrop was kind of similar, but mad people be using that shit. Mad people be using that location.
People just be there.
They just be there, and there's no telling when somebody is going to be there when we try to get there, and they wait by money. It's just a whole thing, whole mess. So this actually worked out really fucking good. We was also afraid that because it had rained, for a couple of days.
We were supposed to do it 2 days prior.
Right. And we couldn't, and then it rained the next day. So we was, kind of afraid whether or not it was going to be a little gamey out there. You know what I'm saying? But actually it wasn't. It wasn't. It was fairly good. It was fairly good.
Yeah.
So that's what those pictures that I put up on and SPJ put up on Facebook and Instagram. That's what those pictures are about. We was in the process of shooting and creating these videos. And here's the thing. There'll be more where that came from. Because now that we've got a taste of the process, right? And we've seen the results. There'll be more of that. But the thing that I like about this the most is all of this is in-house.
Thanks.
All of this is in-house, multi-world production, all of it, everything. And currently, I was just telling Napalm, and I talked to Napalm last night. Currently, especially between all of us, we have the tools.
We have the technology.
We can rebuild it. We can make it better than it was. Better, stronger, faster.
Okay. Hey.
Went back into the 80s for something with Bounty Man. My fault.
No, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I'm extra proud of that, and I hope you guys like it when we release them. So expect at least like 3 videos to come out of that project. Shut up, Napalm. Shut up. Also, SPJ took a trip to Atlantic City the other day. I'm gonna let him talk about that. He always going out to Atlantic City when he gets the opportunity.
That's not the case. It's been a long time since I've been in Atlantic City.
Yeah, you haven't had the opportunity.
That's not true.
It's so true.
It's not. It's a hop, skip, and a jump up the street.
Yeah, but it was COVID and all kinds of shit.
Nah, COVID. Listen, COVID didn't exist there apparently.
No. See, this is the thing. It's not that COVID didn't exist, right? It's not
clearly.
That. It's that you have a bunch of super selfish ass motherfuckers on some straight up individualism bullshit.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know how bad it actually was. I can't say that.
What in Jersey?
Yeah.
It
that specific area. I know because people talk about Jersey all the time and not realizing like these places be big because we are small. Because
you are small.
We're people. We're human beings. So we don't take up a lot of space.
You very much are.
Small, insignificant fleck.
It's facts.
Yeah. So we tend to look at things in comparison to other things, not in comparison to us, which is
that's true.
Funny. But anyway, so I hadn't been I don't even know how long it's been. It's probably like 3-4 years.
You have had the opportunity.
That's not the case. I just haven't gone. So it was cool. It was nice. I had to check out the matter of fact, the last time I went out
stayed at the Hard Rock Hotel.
I did not though. I did not stay there. But the last time I was out there is when the first sign went up that they were building a Hard Rock.
Right.
And I was like, oh well, next time I come, I know I have to check this out.
Right.
So,
now wait a minute. So had you ever been in one before?
Not the actual hotel, no.
Okay, you've been in a restaurant, of course, but
that casino had a Hard Rock in it.
Yeah.
before it turned the whole. I think that's like obviously these are big corporations, so fuck them. But I think that's like one of the most gangster things in the world. Like you like
big corporations
infiltrated. You infiltrate. Well,
yeah,
that's facts too.
They're gangsters.
Yeah. Like you had a spot, and then you just took over the whole building. Like
that's how they get down.
That's crazy.
They even have a word for it: a hostile takeover.
Well, yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I gotta check this out next time I come. And then I'm gonna fall into this narrative that Tim's setting up. The opportunity arose for me to go, and I went, and we went up there, and it was great. That video I sent you, like this.
You were supposed to vlog in there. This is what I be talking about with niggas, right?
I recorded.
You were supposed to vlog. You recorded?
I recorded. Yes.
Okay, bet.
I didn't vlog, but it's going to be.
You can always do a voiceover. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be part of a. Yeah, because I'm not putting no videos out until I get the computer. Because
it's facts. It's factual.
So, oh well, I guess I just spoiled that. Hey, videos unrelated to the videos that we were talking about are going to be coming out.
Wow,
3 weeks or so.
He's showing off. Look,
nah, B. Listen.
Before you dive into that, let's go back to this Hard Rock Hotel thing. So the thing you sent me was a thing of Jimi Hendrix guitar. Obviously, he had plenty because they have one down in the one in Orlando as well, up on top of one of the overheads when you walk through to get to the rooms. It's right there, right? The reason I know this is because I too am cursed with knowledge.
Okay.
I've gotten to stay for like 2 or 3 days at the Hard Rock down Orlando, and it is expensive. But me and my family went on the budget thing. Matter of fact, we went in 2012. A couple of weeks before that, the big performance I had. Right. And they were expensive. It was definitely expensive, but I have not stayed at a better hotel. I haven't.
Okay.
And I've been fortunate enough to stay at some really nice ones. But that money you're paying, I can't say that.
I'm about to say,
I can't say that, but I can say that there were so many things there that I had access to that we didn't mind it as much. Plus, now my experience will be a little different because the parks were connected with that, so it was extra perks that came along to staying there because it's considered on the property of Universal Studios. So that had a lot to do with it as well. There's certain things we got to do that other people at the park that wasn't staying there couldn't do, right? So, as spoiled and bougie as I'll become over the last 12, 13 years, right? That's always a plus for me to be able to get in lines other people can't get. What? Fuck out of here. What? Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be over there. You ain't got this card. You talking about? Like, so yeah. But what else did you see when you was in Hard Rock? Did they have any Spinal Tap shit? Because they had a bunch of Spinal Tap shit at the one down in Florida.
I didn't see that. I took what was the other picture? Let me see. There's no reason for me to try to remember. I kept the files. I took the picture.
Oh.
It stands to reason that it didn't delete itself.
You could, I'm pretty sure it didn't delete itself.
Right.
So you could have deleted it though. I forgot. Because memory. Because memory.
Keith Richards.
Okay.
That was the only other one I took a picture of, though.
Did they have any? Now I'm curious about this. Did they have any hip hop musicians pictures or memorabilia?
I didn't come across any, but I also didn't look. Well, I'll get to that.
Right.
So we went up there, and I had this thing where I too enjoy the finer things in life from time to time.
No. We're not doing that.
What?
We're not doing that.
What?
Say it the way it is. You two are quite bougie and spoiled at times.
I am not. I am not you.
You find things delightful.
Absolutely.
That is delightful. Bougie and
whatever. I find things how they are. And if it happens to be delightful, then it's delightful.
There can be many things. Delightful to not be one of them.
Delightful is top of the list. top of mind for that particular interaction. Anyway, went up there and I was like, well, first the planning stage, I was like, all right. The person I went with, the schedules weren't like really working out. So it was like, all right, Thursday. It's like, all right, cool. Well, if it's going to be a Thursday, then we only going to stay for one day because I got shit to do Saturday and Sunday. So plus the other thing is prices skyrocket.
Nah, B, you know what's going on with that.
I mean, that's how it's always been. That's how it's always been. Sunday through Thursday, you get decent prices.
Right.
Friday and Saturday, it's absolutely ridiculous. So the original plan was to go next Thursday.
Right.
Bruh. That's a holiday weekend.
Oh, damn.
So Thursday counts as the holiday.
Right.
Thursday counts as the weekend on the holiday weekend. So I'm looking at those prices and I'm like, whew. But then it was like, oh no, let's go the week before. And I looked at the week before and I'm like, oh, okay,
that's more reasonable.
Much better. This is much better.
More reasonable.
I'm like, all right, well, shit, we can get a suite.
God damn. It's the sweet life. Sweet life of James Davis and shit.
Okay.
What the fuck?
All right, nigga. I'm like, all right, we can get a suite then. So got the suite. And I will agree with how you rephrased that statement. There are certain things to which you don't mind the amount of money that you spent.
Certain amenities they may have.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Okay. It was like I said, I showed you the video. That it was nice suite. It was nice.
Right. Definitely. And on top of that, apparently, Wanda was there.
Well, yeah, the hexes.
Hexes all over the place and shit.
I did not see them literally until I took that video. Like I was walking around the room.
Well, you know what? Maybe it wasn't.
They might not have been there.
It might have been Agatha.
Well,
it could have been Agatha all along.
So that happened, and for the first place we went after settling in the room was Hard Rock. So we went there, and it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I did a thing.
So
we're gonna have to go back. So remember, we talked about the whole gambling thing,
right?
And how I was able to somehow become addicted to gambling and then drop it cold turkey,
right?
Before any actual damage happened.
So you literally lost your life savings.
Some people would say that I wasn't addicted then, but that's not the case. That's not what the fuck happened. I just
special space. Appreciate you.
I just happened to be lucky.
Right.
I just happened to get out of it on the fortunate end of things.
Right.
But the person I was with had never really gambled.
Right.
And I was like, all right, well, the Hard Rock is new. So what I always do, no matter what hotel I go in up there, is I get a membership because with a membership, you tend to get discounts on rooms.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
So we went to the place where you get the cards, and they had a new member promotion, $20 of slot play or $20 of table play for free just for signing up. I'm like, all right, cool. So got that. And my tried and true method of minimalizing losses worked again. Because I explained to her the whole story of the whole gambling thing,
right,
and how that happened, and the biggest thing that probably saved me from being in the red was how I gamble. I take out increments of whatever, let's say randomly, just a nice round number. I'm willing to gamble $100.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 5 20s.
Mm-hmm.
You put one of the 20s into the machine. No matter what happens, no matter what the outcome is,
right?
When you take that out, whatever you have in your hand that you took out of that machine does not go into another machine.
Right.
No matter what.
Right.
So if I lost and it got down to $3, that $3 is not going into another machine. If I won and I happen to hit for $200, that $200 is not going in another machine. So I had taken 60 out. I wasn't planning on gambling with $60.
This nigga put $60 in that machine.
That's not what happened. I literally just explained that that's not what I would ever do. So I used the promo shit.
Yeah.
Off of the promo shit, I won 40.
Okay.
So I took that out.
Of course,
put that in my pocket.
Of course you did.
And I was like, all right, I'm not gambling this $60. I'll take 20 of it and put the rest in my pocket. So I put 20 in, and I won another $40. I took that out. I put it in my pocket, and I said to her, "Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. I don't. You can continue if you like. I'll sit here with you. Yeah. But I have no reason.
I'm out of it.
Yeah, I've absolutely no reason to continue with this gambling side of life. This dark, seedy underbelly of society. I have no reason to be associated with it anymore. I've made my money. I'm out.
Right. That makes sense.
She ain't win nothing at first.
You said at first, which means.
Well, this is what happened. When we got in there, I gunned it for the restaurant.
I bet.
Because I knew that it was going to be a wait. So we did that. By the time we left, put in our weight and went to the one ATM that wasn't working, then found a working ATM, then went to get the cards, then came back and sat down and gambled a couple times. They had texted me, like, I'll be ready. So I'm like, all right, cool. So at this point, she had lost her promotional 20. Like, all right, cool.
Right.
And I told her, I was like, because I know you and I don't feel like you're going to get addicted to gambling, I'll advise you that if you would like to keep going, sure. If I felt the slightest indication that you were prone to become addicted to this shit, I would be like, yeah, we're done. Shut it down. we're done. So anyway, we went, we ate. Food's good. It's hard rock.
Listen, buddy, I've eaten.
I know you experienced the food. You
Shut
didn't have
up.
to say that. Oh,
Shut up.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry. So we ate. We went. Oh, that's the one thing. As much as I don't like people, and that's well documented.
You don't like people. We know that.
Yeah, it's well documented.
Yes, documented.
Almost as well documented is the fact that I am enamored with observing.
Yes.
Said people.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is my first real big opportunity to observe people in a while.
Really?
Because of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
that makes sense.
This was enthralling in a way. It was, certain observations, and you're like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Like, for instance, we stayed at the Harrah's. At the Harrah's, it was like big ass signs, mass,
Right.
mass. And then it was like, what did it say? Oh, it was like, if you're fully vaccinated, you know, that whole thing.
Mhm.
Fully vaccinated, you don't need your mask.
By the way, Ogma says that he's pretty nice at poker. He could teach you a few things.
Yeah, I'm not. Did you? I want to know when you came in on this conversation. Clearly, I'm not a gambler anymore.
No.
I'm not doing this. Oh yeah,
you got to know when to hold them.
And I have collectively folded them. Again, the only reason I put that 20 in is because I won off of their free 20.
Right.
The special space says, and this, I absolutely want to push this message out there.
Right.
Because I kind of did, but I wasn't clear. Special space says gambling is no joke. Props to you for checking yourself. Again, yes, everybody, like any type of thing that can be addictive, please try to pay attention to yourself. Right, if you're participating in it, like, please. But anyway, so we walking through the casino, and it's like, okay, a good deal if you have your mask on.
Well, that's good.
Impressed. Yeah, I'm impressed. I get to the check-in line. Nah, not so much. most of these people do not have their masks on.
No.
So fast
not
forward
at all.
to the Hard Rock. Well, right. Fast forward to the Hard Rock. We get in there. Nobody. Not nobody, but
relatively nobody.
Yeah, we're walking around. It's like, now, don't get me wrong. They aren't as crowded as they normally would be.
Well, that tracks too.
Right.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like super alarming. It was just like, these motherfuckers. These goddamn humans. But anyway. So,
but let's call a spade a spade. You'd have been saying these goddamn humans, whether
no matter what.
Everything right.
It would have been something else. Something else.
You would have said that regardless.
After we finished eating, we went. It happens to be right across from like the carnival on the boardwalk. So we went to the carnival, get a funnel cake or whatever, and walking through.
Funnel cakes are delicious.
Funnel cakes are delicious. They just
really
are. But the issue that I have with funnel cakes, and the issue I had with this particular funnel cake, was they ran out of toppings.
Oh,
they had run out of. I mean, it was still delicious.
I mean, listen, the body of a funnel cake will always be delicious.
Absolutely.
But the frosting,
they had the powdered sugar.
But look, I got bars. Look, Ogma said Tombstone with the gambling puns on. Let's call a spade a spade. Bars.
Anyway, they had the confectioner's sugar, but they did not have any strawberries, chocolate. They didn't have none of those.
Yeah, that's kind of whack. Like,
I
expect the confectionery sugar
on
there.
That's a given.
That's a given.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, because
you ain't got my chocolate.
I was like, yo, let me get a strawberry. And she was like, nah, bro.
She gave you an actual strawberry. Like, hey,
she was like, nah, bro. I'm like, no. She's like, yeah, we don't have no more time.
So wait a minute, this is what I'm confused about. So it wasn't packed, right?
No. Well, the carnival had a little bit more people.
Okay, all right.
I mean, it's outside, so like.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if people participating in the games, getting on the rides, like
spreading COVID.
It looked sure, but it looked something like normal,
Right.
So, got the funnel cake, found the spot where no humanoids were, sat down, and enjoyed some of the funnel cake.
Right.
Funnel cakes are like at the fair and funnel cakes are huge.
They're huge. That's a fact.
There's absolutely it just doesn't. You don't love yourself if you eat a whole funnel cake.
So what you trying to say?
Listen,
what you trying to say?
Listen. If you eat a whole carnival funnel cake by yourself,
I mean, it's been said
after eating dinner.
Oh no, that's not happening.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We had already ate dinner.
Wait a minute, because we got a comment from Mana Beast Beats, right? He said Disney used to have a meat cone thing. Like imagine a taco or a waffle rolled into a cone, and instead of ice cream, you got meat and cheese.
I've heard of that.
Cheese.
That just sounds like high cholesterol waiting.
Yo, it sounds like plaque in your arteries.
Right.
That sounds like sheesh.
But yeah, we found a spot where no humanoids were. Sat down and enjoyed a good portion of the funnel cake.
Right.
Hate to be wasteful, but I mean, I'm not going to give a stranger pieces of a funnel cake that I ate off of. Like that's weird.
No. You could have gave your guess that was what you had. Take some.
No, we did.
And it still was so much.
Big. Yo, you know, the business be huge.
I've eaten them. I mean, I just ate it. Like I just ate it. You know what I mean? Like,
right. We had just eaten dinner.
See, that's the rub. See, y'all had just eaten dinner when typically that's probably the first thing I eat when I get to a Renaissance fair or a fair, carnival, whatever. First thing I go is for the funnel cake.
Yeah. You know, and normally that would be the case, but the order of operations was Hard Rock first.
Absolutely necessary.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a few more things I want to ask you about that, but I'm gonna let you continue. I want to do a comparison.
It's not much left on that particular trip. We did that. We ate the funnel cake. We walked around, looked at people on the rides. The little joint where it's like a cage and it's attached to cables, and they let it go and it flies up in the air.
Right.
Yeah. No, thank you. I'm not ever doing that shit. And I hate to be the parents of the child that wants to.
I know that's right.
Because you got to go with them.
I know that's
you can't, in good conscience, let
buddy.
your child do that by yourself.
Yeah,
you don't want to be a shitty parent by not letting them get on. So you got to go with them. And we saw that exact scenario play out.
Yo,
the mother's face.
That's trash.
Was like she absolutely did not want to be there.
I know she didn't.
And when it went up and it was stuck. I mean, not stuck like. Anyway, so you know, it bounces a couple times.
Yeah.
And my imagination is terrible. My first thought was like, "Yo, what if it just decided to let go at the apex?"
The same
and
thing
it just kept going
there.
Up.
Same thing you were thinking there is what the parent was thinking.
Right.
I know. I've been that parent. Say Universal Studios on the Incredible Hulk. My daughter, I did a Hulk. And my daughter's short anyway, but she was younger then, so she was clearly you needed another person.
Right.
Yetta wasn't getting on it. Malik damn sure wasn't getting on it.
Oh God.
So guess who had to get on that motherfucker?
Papa Bear.
Woo-hoo. No, sir, never again. Never again. Now my daughter's grown. We go to this place and stuff like that. Have at it.
And here's the thing. I've always been a roller coaster guy.
I know.
But that's not a roller coaster. I don't trust that. No, B. Like I've been on like the King Kai. For anybody that doesn't know what the King Kai. Matter of fact, this is what we're gonna do. What video are you
Oh no, I wanted to make a comparison to see if any of this looked familiar to you. Because I actually had some video footage from 2012, the Hard Rock.
Word.
I wanted to see if it was.
No,
listen. The Hulk was dope. Is dope for people with a death wish. I do not have one. My experience with that was that when I got on there, and they were supposed to put the little things that come down to brace you in, it did not click. And there's a timer.
That's terrible.
There's a timer. So I'm sitting there going, hey, look, this right here is not doing. It's not. What the fuck, somebody? And at the literally almost the last second, one of the people come over to push it and go, oh, yeah, it's fine now.
They'll say it's not doing the thing it's supposed to be doing.
It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. And I went, the last 2 seconds, he comes up and he fixes it. And before I can cuss his ass out, whoa! I'm up out of there. So that whole time, it's in my head. I still didn't hear it click. I still didn't hear it click. When he pushed down on it, I still didn't hear it click. How do I know when it hits this loop, I'm not going to come up out of this motherfucker? So nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I love Universal. Everybody knows I love Universal. Of course, a lot of that love has decreased since COVID. Because niggas don't be washing their hands when they come out of bathrooms and shit. And I ain't really with y'all, but y'all filthy. But
sure.
But yeah,
I can't hold you on none of that.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I'm not gonna hold you on none of that. All right, so I'm about to. All right, I have it, and because I want people to understand the difference between what I'm willing to do, or at least was willing to do at one point, and this shit that I'm talking about now. Because nigga.
Special Space says they can't do those rides. He can barely sit shotgun when most of my friends are driving.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
All right, so
oh my.
So this is the King to Kai.
Nope.
This is the King to Kai.
I ain't getting on nothing named King.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the King to Kai, and it has a very special space in my heart for 2 reasons. One, because the first time I've been to this particular Six Flags twice, I believe. The first time, and for those that are listening in the audio world, you really should be watching.
You really should be listening to this. It's Saturday morning. Don't you want to watch Saturday morning cartoons again like you did when you was a kid?
Yeah, you can actually see instead of just hearing and then being like, "Oh, what did they play? I can't see it." Yeah, because you're not looking at video; you're listening to audio. If you did the video, if you do the video, you get the audio too. So anyway, this is the King to Kai, ladies and gentlemen. So if you pay attention, you see how fast
that's that bullshit right there.
But wait, there's a POV of the whole thing. So yeah. If you look, they looked up like, yo, maybe this isn't a good idea. And now it's almost too late. And now you can't leave. Because there's nowhere to get off right here.
And the person looked over at that car that just went before them to see if they was okay. Like, yo, like he basically know what he was thinking.
And here's the thing coming back to
no. I'd have been out of there by then.
Yo,
I'd have leaped over that fucking barricade. So
I've gotten on this. This was fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about your definition of fun.
No, bro, it was amazing. Yo,
and look, making them think about
it. Look at this shit. And then 90 degrees.
Nah, B. Nobody's doing that. I'm not doing it.
And 90 degrees.
No. That's not no. Good on that.
So
good on that.
And then just for posterity's sake, a hump. Just for posterity's sake. So
listen, for everybody know, yes, my stage name is Tombstone the Dead Man. Typically, that's, however, I don't need those things to feel alive. I don't need that shot of adrenaline to feel alive. They can have that. Not doing it.
Yo, everybody's like, no.
I see him. Everyone's going, no.
Listen,
not happening. Not happening. Just not.
You are bad luck, old. Like
you said, every time I've been. What do you say?
He said every time he's been in line for the King to Kai, the ride has been stuck at the very top. Motherfuckers have to walk the stairs all the way down. You are bad luck. That's a you thing.
That's a you thing. It working may have been a you thing.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
That's possible. I'll take that. But yeah, like I went there twice. The first time the line was just so ridiculous that I never got a chance to get on. The second time we made that our first, because we getting on this month. Yeah. But anyway, I wrote that willingly and loved it. But this other shit, I am not getting in that ever.
Nah,
ever.
You have
ever. It's not going to happen. So we were.
Mike said, "I'm glad I'm not afraid of heights. I'd always be afraid." Mike a big motherfucker. Look, I listen. Did I ever tell you about the first time? The only time I ever met Mike in person? Mike a big motherfucker.
Word.
Mike a big
motherfucker. Word. So then we left the carnival, went back into Hard Rock. Mm-hmm. She gambled again. She actually ended up winning $30. And when she did that, I said, "Hey, we're done.
Cut your losses.
We're done. We're done at this point." Yeah. And you know, like I said, she doesn't seem to have a propensity to be addicted to that shit. She didn't. There was no objections when I said we're done. She understood why I was saying it.
Right.
No, you don't want to lose. You just won $30. Let's let that lie.
Right.
We gone. We out of here. Next day we went to the place Kelsey and Kim's. I would argue there's nothing. It's not a famous thing to my knowledge. Right. It's not no shit like that. But I would argue that if you're gonna go to Atlantic City, your trip is not complete unless you visit Kelsey and Kim's. The food is amazing,
but it's calcium laden. It's a bunch of food that has calcium.
Kelsey and Kim.
Oh, I thought you said calcium.
No. Anyway, so funny enough, I get home and Fab comes by, and we end up going to the casino again. But
you don't now look. Somebody just gave you props.
No, we went
for not gambling and controlling that.
Matter of fact, hold on. I'll be right back. I'll show you why we went to the casino.
Just gave this man props for his control over himself by not getting jammed up with the whole gambling bug. And then as soon as he comes back into the state, what does he do? He takes his monkey ass out to the casinos to gamble again. He has a problem, ladies and gentlemen. It's one that he does not want to acknowledge. And without him fully acknowledging these problems, these issues, these things, there is no way that he will be able to control himself and fit.
This is why we went to the casino, because the casino has some of the best people
of course
that you will ever.
You're super. I should have known. The gluttony.
Some of the best people. No, fuck you. It has some of the best people. Huh?
What happened to your light?
I don't know.
Oh, damn.
It's adjusting. The camera is on auto.
Ah, got you.
Yeah, so it's doing its own thing. So yeah, the casino has the best people. Indiscriminate box. There's no way to know. It just says pizzeria.
That box makes whatever was in that box look like it was some trash ass corner sub shop pizza. That's what it looked like.
This is amazing pizza, my guy. I'm about to put this in the oven real quick.
Once again, with the gluttony,
it's what's happening.
Listen, the gluttony is off the chain. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, people are quick to point the finger at me, right? And there are times when I may be a wee bit overzealous in the consumption of food. It's entirely possible, and I will own it, but at least I embrace it. Guys like SPJ, they're goddamn adequate. I would even argue Napalm Haru. These sort of guys
damn it, I haven't eaten today.
Are gluttonous to a degree. And
it's not gluttony. I haven't etten today.
You ate something this morning.
No.
Yeah. You ate something this morning.
No, I ain't get a chance to. Tony's Baltimore Grill and Angelo's. Where is that? Oh, like where exactly is it? Is that NAC? Is it in Brigantine? Is it like where exactly is it?
It sounds
but yeah, so that we went to the casino, got pizza, talked shit, and didn't touch machine. Because again, we don't. Yeah, because again, we don't really do that anymore. Like,
right.
Because it's not conducive to anything. This
Man of Beast beats. I'm gonna go with Black Lightning until Static Shock is an adult. Then that's over. Then that's over.
It's a different
different level right there. He's pulling from right there. The one thing I wanted because I was curious about how it looked, because I only stayed at one Hard Rock hotel, and I was curious if this looked like that simply because of where we were, or because that's how they generally look, right? So this is the outside.
Well, I'll tell you this. Number one, that's not how the outside is, because it's in the middle of Atlantic City. So
it's not gonna.
There's really no
it's not
space for that to
like that
occur. Yeah.
Right. All right. So I have another one where we were walking in the actual. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's right. That's
okay.
With the clock at the on the floor.
Yeah. This and their big main elevator had a huge light. It was a guitar. It was in the shape of a guitar, but it was lights.
Oh wow!
At the top, lighting the whole room. Like, that shit was amazing. Like, I didn't see it on my way down the elevator, but when we were down there, I asked one of the security guards, like, where do we go to get the cards? And she was like, yeah, if you go to the elevator with the big guitar over it. And I'm like,
right.
Now I got to find this elevator. And I got back to the elevator. I was like, oh, this is the elevator we came down. I looked up and I'm like, oh.
It's a guitar right there.
And she did not do it justice. Big my ass. That shit was humongous.
Oh, damn it.
Beautiful. Like, I should have took a picture, but I was on a mission. But that was pretty much. I mean, I was off this week. I was off all week, so
right. So you had a fairly productive week then. You know,
I did get a couple texts from people at work. Like, one of them was like, "Hey, don't forget something that I was."
I told them they've been on vacation.
Like, bruh, I didn't forget. I'm not at work.
Yeah, yo, facts. Like,
and then the other person, he texted me twice. The first time he texted me, he was like, "Hey, any update on getting something for somebody?" And mind your business.
Yo, Napalm really needs to mind his business.
He's like, any updates on getting this thing for this person? Because he's off this week and nothing's getting done.
I'm off this week too.
I'm off this week. Oh, sorry. Have fun. I'm like, okay, thank you. And then
you need an office where you can put like a sign up.
No, I have a phone where people can leave a message. Yeah. But anyway, so he texted me back like, hey, we're doing lunch at this place on Tuesday. What do you want? You just couldn't wait till Monday.
Yeah.
Because if it's not till Tuesday, that means Monday.
Oh boy.
Fine. I'll answer your question.
That's why they text you, because they're not leaving you no message. They want to make sure.
No, I probably have messages. No. I probably have messages. It's almost impossible.
I wouldn't be checking them until I went to work. I would check it right in front of people. Like, really, like, oh damn, you left a message.
That's funny. Yo, you are so petty. I like it. It's not gonna happen that way though, because those people would never. Well, not never, but it's highly improbable that those people would be in front of me at any point in time unless I go see them. Because they're at the center.
You should go see them and then hit the. Napalm.
Nigga.
He says,
yo, it is the worst
I
thing.
realized people have a problem leaving voicemails once texting became a thing. That's a fact.
Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Ken.
That's dumb.
A fact.
Yo, my work, the thing I hate the most, and even at work, this is likely to get you ignored. The voicemail that says, call me.
Yeah, yo, no. I'm not calling, no.
I'll see you when I see you.
Listen,
how about that?
And especially with certain people, right? Because I have anxiety about that sort of thing.
Yep.
Like if my wife calls me and says, call me, but don't tell me why, I'm automatically thinking
something
happened. If my mom's calls me and call me when you get you, I'm automatically thinking somebody died or whatever. I have anxiety about that. So don't leave me no message talking about call me and not give me just a slightest hint on what this conversation is about to be about.
Speaking of that, though, shout out to my mother. She handled it very well recently when it was one of those type of things. She texted me and she was like, what? She said, oh, bad news incoming. I'm like, you know what? This is why I love you. Cool. This is why she did it right. She did it right. Instead of just,
but now you're wondering.
No, but I mean, it wasn't a situation where she like, because she does do this shit. It wasn't a situation where she texted me, I texted back, and then like 40 minutes later,
right.
It wasn't one of those. No, she responded immediately. She one of my childhood friends had passed, and she's like,
"Oh man,
bad news incoming." I'm like, "All right, what's going on?" And she sent the name, and I'm like, "Oh, what happened?" And she's like, "Not exactly sure what happened yet, but he passed this morning." I'm like,
"Oh man." Man of Beat says, "My mom always trying to call me / FaceTime through my Facebook." I'm like, I don't want a verbal talk though. Can you just write? Yeah, that's how I be feeling sometimes too. But sometimes it depends though, because sometimes it's better for me to just like when I be talking to y'all in the chat. I could go and do this, but I just rather hit the damn button and say real quick. You know, it depends on the situation.
The difference with that, I think that's acceptable. The difference with that is you're not putting someone else in a position to have to be in this open line of communication. Facts. You are like, I think that works because you're doing what conveniences you.
What's up, Big Mo?
Hey, and you're allowing them to do what conveniences them at the time.
Right.
They can either type back or they can do the voice joint too.
Right.
But again, another shout out to my mother because she doesn't do that. She knows I do not like talking on the phone. So 9 times out of 10, she will not call me.
Right.
She will text me. Now, she might text me and the conversation require that we talk on the phone.
Yeah.
So it ends up being that. But no, 9 times out of 10, my mother will not call me. She will text me.
No, my mom will call and my sister will text. My sister will text. Me and my sister have had long conversations through text. You know, and don't get me wrong, every so often we might talk on the phone, but
right.
It's mostly text.
Thanks. Yeah, Mo went to the casino with us too.
Oh shit,
pizza. Because pizza.
Because pizza.
I'm just saying, because pizza. And so one thing that I will say about the whole casino thing, and Paul, I know, right? One thing that did happen that I don't. It's one of the ways that people get stuck in this whole gambling thing. The machines don't give you anything unless you are betting the maximum. You go in there and try to nickel and dime and penny around, you're going to end up spending all of your money.
Right.
That's just what it is. Now, let me be clear. That is not to say that if you bet the maximum bet, you'll win.
No,
that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, not
you can still end up spending all of your money. But what I'm saying is, so let's say you're playing on a penny machine.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on a penny machine and you play the minimum bet, you're betting maybe 30 cents.
Right.
Do you think what universe do you think exists where it's a reasonable thing for you to be able to get hundreds of dollars from 30 cents?
Well, that depends if the gun costs 30 cents.
Shut up.
No,
my point is,
do you believe in a parallel universe?
Right. I do. It's not reasonable to believe such. Yeah. So you're literally like, if you're going in there to gamble.
Hey, what's up, Cat?
Hey, if you're going in there to gamble and you're betting the minimum bet, you're literally just wasting your money.
Right.
Because the odds are that you're not going to win anything significant enough to balance. What up, sis?
What's to say?
Yeah, you're not
a morning yawn, and
you're not doing anything. you're not betting anything significant enough to get any return on your investment. That's just how money works. Like
right.
So you're just going to end up potentially getting addicted because you're doing it. Any way that you do it, you run the risk of getting addicted.
Yeah, you're screwed. You're uber boned.
Yeah, but now you're making it worse because you're lessening your chance to actually have any meaningful wins. You hit a jackpot on a 30-cent thing, you might get $3.
Yeah, that's not really a whole lot. And the benefit of that is nothing, because you'll be doing it a long time, which means you'll get addicted to doing it, and then you'll get $3 when you finally hit. Like, that shit is,
and you had already spent 30.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good,
on, bro. But yeah, that was what that was. Like I said, I was going to set it up differently. I was going to set it up that it's been years since I gambled, and I went to Atlantic City and I won. So it just felt so good that when I got back, I had to go to the casino again. That's not what happened. Those things happened. All of those things happened. It had been years since I gambled. I did go to Atlantic City and win money.
But that's really the wrong narrative.
Go to the casino when I come back. But that's not exactly. Yeah, it's not exactly how it went. It's just, not really. I think that would have been a little more salacious if we were in a scenario where like people weren't like participating. If they weren't commenting, I might have thrown that one in there.
Listen, it's okay for a situation to be well adjusted.
Facts.
We have to normalize.
Absolutely.
You need to stop normalizing dysfunction.
Right.
And
I didn't have to be.
Today was a good day.
Right. Like, I didn't have to fall off the wagon, so to speak.
Right.
For the story to be a good story. No, I won some money off of some free money they gave me. So because I won that money, I put $20 more in. I happened to win. And when that happened, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm absolutely done. I came out of this situation $65 or $85 up. Like,
so I'm up. And now I'm stuck.
Yeah, because I'm not going back in.
I'm not going back in.
It's no reason. Going back in. It just didn't make sense. Like,
not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent.
No, not at all. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay. That's pretty much. That was pretty much a good week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I had a fairly good week, but I had a fairly good week too. So it all evens out in the end. So what them topics looking like?
All right. Number one, numero uno. Now, I think it was 2 weeks ago. We talked about Jay-Z a little bit.
We did a little bit.
We had talked about the dude that was giving the stupid review to DMX's album, all under the guise of who was hating on Jay-Z under the guise of
giving a DMX review. Nigga, how games you over there playing?
So this is the type of wizardry that Jay-Z is capable of. Jay-Z drops Reasonable Doubt 25th anniversary NFT after signing Dame Dash in court. Yo, listen to me clearly. This is a little backstory, a little behind the scenes of how this week's planning happened. I was off. So when I'm off, if I don't have like plans, which I did, but just not for the whole week.
Right.
Then sometimes like some of the less eventful work that I usually do may not get done when it usually gets done.
Right.
It still ends up getting done, but just not when it usually does. I'm not, objects in motion tend to stay in motion, that whole thing.
Right.
So I had, that's why the topics, that's why the wording looks the way it does, because I saw the beginning of this story and I just typed Jay and Dame. I didn't have a link yet. I just typed it because I knew I would go back when I went to actually set up the doc. Right. Same thing for all three of the topics. I just typed the topic, what it was like, not even what it was about, just the people.
Right.
And went back and found the links because I knew that at least for two, look again. At least for two of them, from the time that I had first
heard I heard the first part of this story.
Right.
You know, how it began.
And I didn't find out the second part until when I found the article this morning.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely amazing. Anyway, the ever savvy businessman Jay-Z is celebrating the anniversary of his debut album while also proverbially spitting in the face of his ex-business partner. In a clear-cut power move, Jay-Z commissioned multidisciplinary artist Derek Adams to carve out a Reasonable Doubt non-fungible token released on Friday, exactly 25 years after its initial release date through Jigga and Damon Dash's ex-record label, Rockefeller Records. However, it was just 3 days ago on Tuesday when a New York judge ruled in favor of Jay-Z against Dame Dash's attempt to sell his own Reasonable Doubt NFT, likely to also commemorate Friday's 25th anniversary. While the ruling was determined to be temporary, Jay-Z's legal team were able to convince the court of their plight, despite Dash describing their tactics as bullying. To hammer home his stance, the press release firmly states the auction is also the only official event authorized by Jay-Z to commemorate Reasonable Doubt's historic 25th anniversary. The digital piece illustrates Jay-Z in his infamous tuxedo garb from the 1996 hip-hop classic Insert, complete with billows of cigar smoke, shot by Jonathan Mannion at the time. More on that later, because that was a thing too. An appreciative Derek Adams explained how his work was able to reach the radar of the hip-hop billionaire. Being born in Baltimore and having his talent thrive in Brooklyn allowed him to make invaluable connections with his art. Over the years, Jay-Z has collected and supported my work, and so this collaboration is particularly fulfilling. Derek Adams told Sotheby's, with this NFT project, we jointly embrace the opportunity to further the conversation about how artists of different mediums contribute to a more inclusive society. Jay-Z's album Reasonable Doubt changed the game 25 years ago and continues to influence so many of us. It tells the story of someone from Brooklyn occupying the urban space, a place that is as central to my own work as it is to his. My portraits aim to capture the sensibility, optimism, and beauty of urban life, and in Jay-Z's work, I found tremendous kinship. Bidding for the Reasonable Doubt NFT begins at $1,000, and the auction will run through July 2nd while being hosted virtually through Sotheby's Gallery.
Let me go to this website and get this goddamn thing.
There's no way you're buying that. A volunteer art district for several reasons. District in Decentraland. It's also for a good cause, with a portion of the proceeds going to the Sean Carter Foundation in its fight to end socioeconomic hardships for people nationwide. Sporting some of Hope's most well-respected songs, such as Dead Presidents 2, Brooklyn's Finest, and Ain't No Nigga, which introduced a young spitting Foxy Brown to the world, Reasonable Doubt wasn't an initial critical success, nor a acclaimed project upon its release. The album debuted at number 23 on the Billboard 200 and received 4 mics from the Source magazine. With the year 2002, seeing the LP being bestowed with both a platinum certification and an upgrade to a perfect 5 mics as word of its quality got around. On his 1998 platinum single, Hard Knock Life, Jay-Z even quipped, I gave you prophecy on my first joint, you're all lamed out, didn't really appreciate it till the second one came out. Nonetheless, it was the witty metaphors, soulful samples from producers DJ Premier, Ski, DJ Clark Kent, and more, and layered storytelling that made Reasonable Doubt a revered album as Jay-Z's status as a rapper and celebrity both grew. Dame Dash's legal inquiries haven't been Jay-Z's only Reasonable Doubt battle as of late. Last week, Jay-Z filed a lawsuit against trusted hip-hop photographer Jonathan Mannion for what he calls a greedy attempt to squeeze dollars out of every photo he ever snapped of him. Like Dame Dash's case, that one remains ongoing as well. Revisit Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt album below on Tidal, which has a score of interviews, deep dives, videos, and interactive credits underneath the Tidal.com, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. All right, so that's funny. The first comment, Jay-Z is so overrated. All right, bro. Whatever. So here's for anybody that doesn't understand some of the parts of that, basically what happened is Dame Dash made an attempt because NFTs are a thing. What NFTs are is basically something that is a one of one. It is unique. That's non-fungible. That's what non-fungible means. It can't be exchanged for something of the exact same That is the exact same. It cannot be like swapped out with something that is the same. So non-fungible token. That's what that means. So Dame Dash they have like blown up recently. So everybody's trying to get in and capitalize on it. So Dame Dash tried to release Reasonable Doubt as an NFT and do an auction for the 25th anniversary. Jay-Z got wind of it, sued him for him to stop doing it, and then did it himself.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Let me tell you how I personally feel about that. So Dame, you went on the Breakfast Club and talked about being your own boss and how you've always been your own boss. You've never worked for anyone else. And even made the idea of working for someone else appear to be something that's not, you can't call yourself a man if you work for somebody else. That's the gist of what he was saying.
Yeah.
No, don't get it twisted. A lot of things he said in that interview, I agreed with. The passion of having your own and being able to create something so you can write your own paycheck. That's admirable. But the way he went about it was belittling to scores of generations of people.
Facts.
So you want to talk about doing things on your own steam. Well, Jay-Z wrote them bars. Now, I'm not saying you had nothing to do with the after production part and maybe a little in the before production part. Who knows? Could have set up studio time, could have talked to this guy, this producer to come and do this. All that. At the end of the day, I am typically going to side with the artist having ownership over their shit. Do you know how much of a violation it is for you to take some intellectual property of this man and then attempt to pass it off like it's something that you had a right to make money off of that shit? This is the equivalent of somebody snatching my Six Extinction album cover and turning that into a non-fungible token, getting money off of it and passing me none of the bread or saying nothing to me, didn't ask permission, didn't do none of that shit. When Jay-Z sued you to stop you from doing that, that was justice.
Thanks.
When he turned around and did it himself, that was the penalty. That was the penalty. Now I'm going to get this bread. You're going to watch me eat this bread. And I'm not even going to pick off pieces of it to toss in the park for a bird-ass nigga like you to have something to eat.
Here's the crazy thing about this, right? So, first of all, you're supposed to be anti record label.
Yeah.
That's what you've been preaching.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the entire time that I've seen you
doing
interviews, you've been preaching on some anti-record label shit.
Used to
and then you just tried to pull some record label out, shit.
Yo.
Right.
He used to go in there and custom execs out.
And then you just tried to pull some record label shit. Because you owned Rockefeller Records. But here's the thing. So did Jay.
Yep. So if you want to put this on a scale, right? You own the part, he owned the part, and then on. So right now that looking pretty.
My piece is calling me.
This nigga.
I'll be right back.
This nigga. So you own the part, Dame, and Jay owned the part, right? But on the scale, it might look pretty even until you acknowledge the fact that Jay wrote the material. So that's his all day. Ken, congrats, man. Congrats. Have a good time with that. Where is that? Where are they having that anyway? Where are they having that? Is that they having that in Florida? Ken says that in August he has been invited to play in the PDGA Amateur Worlds Disc Golf Championship. But yeah, man, like I don't. You can't rail against corporatism in that way and how it's predatory and how they typically shit on the very people that are creating the product of which they're selling, and then pull this type of shit like that we're not going to do that. That's ridiculous. Any argument you can make to having the right to do anything like that's going to come off like a record exec.
Yeah, literally.
You know,
like there's no way around it. Like here's the thing. Any argument that you can make to even make it approach the space of being something that was okay for you to do, is going to make you come out bad.
Yes.
Like there's nothing, there's no way you can explain this because it makes sense. You were an owner in Rockefeller Records. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. However, so was the person who wrote and performed the fucking content.
Yeah.
Like, so what do you, and the best part about this to me right now, my opinion on this will change depending on what happens in the future. But right now, the best part about this to me is that this injunction is temporary.
Yeah.
Which means it literally just thwarted his attempts
to
capitalize.
Yep.
And here's the beauty in that. He could end up winning this case.
Yeah.
And it not fucking matter.
Because Jay will already have made money off of it.
Right. And he won't be able to get as much money as he would have been able to get for the 25th anniversary. And if he tries to shit again on the 30th,
that's
right.
True.
If he tries to shit again on the 30th, then Jay-Z probably just does another lawsuit.
Yeah. Again, man, like I said, I'm always going to typically side with the artist, the person that wrote the material.
Yeah.
Because that's their brain baby. And the way, especially nowadays, where they have devalued that sort of thing to a point where, like, Jay-Z's from the old guard of the music industry, where he's grandfathered in with a lot of shit.
Yeah,
like his shit's gonna always make a certain amount of money. It's old shit and all of that. And really any new shit, when they change shit and stuff, it don't really affect him a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? But just in general, the principle though to me is that even though he is wealthy, even though he's never going to be starving hungry again, neither his kids, the principle for me is the fact that he wrote the shit. That he wrote the shit.
Yep.
So I'm especially as a creative myself, I know that there were times when that's all the fuck he had. I got these rhymes. This gotta make some shit happen. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, and particularly, he had to have experienced at least some of those times, right? Roughly around the time that Reasonable Doubt was penned. That was his first project, right?
Yeah.
And even if he didn't, even if he was living in a penthouse from drug sales and shit, right? Or whatever, like, he still wrote that shit. He should be the one to benefit off of it. I just don't see Dame having a claim on that in any way. The courts, of course, might see it different.
Right.
Because the courts have been backing up these companies or companies and corporations for the longest time, and
hold on. Do you think Eminem wrote verses for Dre? He absolutely did.
Yeah, he documented. Said as much. Yeah, Dre has admitted so. Yeah.
He was a big part of Chronic 2001.
Mm-hmm. He wrote for Dre. The DOC wrote for Dre. Jay-Z wrote for Dre. Nas wrote for Dre. Yeah.
It's probably Snoop.
And here's the thing about it. We don't care because Dre's the producer.
Dre doesn't purport to be.
That's why I didn't like that energy that he felt like he had to say that he write lyrics. Yo, we don't care, bro.
No,
he made beats, dope ass beats, like, and even the beats that you had people make under your branding your name. From what I have read about his involvement in it, he will at least come in and do it. He insists on doing his own final mix and masters to that, and that actually improves on the material. If he because if he hears something he thinks can be better, he's gonna go in and fuck with it. So like I didn't like that he felt that he had to make it a point to say that he also can write.
Yeah, man.
We don't care. We don't care.
Not at all.
You already a legend to us. You already a legend to us. We don't care. You may be a very shitty person.
Yes.
But musically, you are a legend to us. So we didn't care. You know what I'm saying?
Not one bit
about that. You know. And to be honest, I'm not opposed to hearing what he wrote.
I'm not gonna believe it.
Yeah. If it's super
like I told you. He wrote "Never Let Me Slip," because if I slip, then I'm slipping. He wrote that.
Yeah.
He wrote that. I believe that.
Yeah. But you know what I found doing this shit for as long as I've done it and knowing a lot of DJs? I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of DJs can rap their ass off.
I'm sure.
A lot of DJs.
Sure.
And it catch you off
guard.
That's
not surprising. Yeah.
You're like, but so why don't you do this more with the...
No, it's not my thing.
Not a thing. Rap their ass off. So if you could pin some stuff, and we had never heard the slipping, because I'm slipping part, and I wouldn't have been surprised as a DJ that you can rap, because I have known, I've only known one DJ that couldn't rap, and he was our DJ Notorious, rest in peace. He could not rap, but he was a he was a beast. Big old 7 foot, big black, mean, fit right in with the Black Mamba show. Fit right in. Me, Sean, the DJ Notorious. What? Then my man died. It's fucked up. Died young too. But he couldn't rap. He couldn't Reynolds rap.
Oh God.
That nigga couldn't wrap up a conversation.
Okay. All right. We get it.
And they couldn't head rap.
Like, we get it. We understand.
You couldn't rap on the door. Like,
no, listen. He was rap tapping, but he wasn't rap. He was just doing the tapping.
Nigga, no.
So you're saying Poe? You said Poe got better bars than him.
Poe got better.
Actually, Poe got better bars than a lot about.
Nah, he did. He really did.
I mean, come on now.
He really did. Like,
he's an amazing poet. But anyway, moving on to the next story. Michael B. Jordan. And this brings up a very interesting question that I want to ask you at the end.
Yes.
Michael B. Jordan to rename his rum brand after appropriation accusations. Actor Michael B. Jordan is apologizing after a rum brand he's launching faced cultural appropriation accusations, saying the intention was never to offend or hurt the culture. The Creed star shared a message with his more than 17 million Instagram followers on Tuesday, saying he hoped to celebrate and shine a positive light on Caribbean culture with the new line of spirits, which will now be renamed. The 34-year-old performer was seen in photos in recent days marking the launch of his rum. I'm not going to try to pronounce that because I heard the correct pronunciation this past week when I was researching this topic, but I forgot it. So I'm not going to say it, but we're just going to keep moving. Some critics said the name, which refers to an annual festival in Trinidad and Tobago that's part of Carnival, was offensive. Rapper Nicki Minaj shared an Instagram post Tuesday explaining the history of the word, saying it's not just about the time, it's what it represents pertaining to enslavement and freedom. Minaj, who was born in Trinidad and Tobago, wrote that she was sure Jordan didn't intentionally do anything he thought Caribbean people would find offensive. Now that Jordan was made aware, Minaj advised he should change the name and continue to flourish and prosper. Jordan said following the flap that he spent the last few days doing a lot of listening and learning and engaging in countless community conversations. I hear you and want to be clear that we are in the process of renaming, he wrote. We sincerely apologize and look forward to introducing a brand we can all be proud of. Jordan isn't the first celebrity to face accusations of cultural appropriation with a brand launch. Kim K changed the name of her shapewear line from kimono to Skims in 2019 after critics denounced her calling it after the traditional Japanese dress. So here's the question that I have, because I saw in my research on this topic, I saw some information that's not in this article that said that actually one of his partners in this is Trinidadian. So is it cultural appropriation when someone from the culture just doesn't realize the mistake they're making?
I'm going to say I'm leaning yes, but I'm going to go maybe, and I'm tell you why. If you don't realize it, there's a lot of things you don't realize you're doing, but the effect is still what it is.
Absolutely.
And this could be one of those things. I don't know much about that culture in that way. That was my first time even hearing of that name, was when I had read another previous article about it. My thing is this, because the sentiment that I have seen from a lot of people, and I know it's a prevalent sentiment, why should Michael B. Jordan care? He should just go ahead and do it anyway. No, he shouldn't. Now, that sentiment might be good for those of you who are ham and eggers.
Right.
You work an honest job. You come home, watch football on the weekends, and that might be good for you. But for someone like Michael B. Jordan, he has a brand. Explain to you about what a brand is. A brand is basically perception. It's how the consumer base views you and your business practices, product, or service. This is an intangible, and it's always in flux. Yep. Many times when people talk about brands, they're only talking about logos. I got news for you. No. Your brand is a culmination of all of these things that give people a good perception about you when they think about you, your product, your service, your brand, and your customer service, right? So let's say, for the sake of argument, that it wasn't cultural appropriation. Not technically, not because he had one of the people involved is whatever. Right. Let's say that. That doesn't matter if the perception of the people is that it is. Because again, no one has to fuck with you. And this is the point I've been trying to get across to a lot of artists. You cannot guilt people into fucking with you. And Ken, I see your question there. I'm definitely going to answer that because that is important. But you cannot guilt people into fucking with you. That's not how this thing works. People fuck with you at their leisure. There is something about what you do, the way it looks, how it sounds, what it tastes like, whatever, that brings them to you. But please believe,
at the end of the day,
they don't have to fuck with you. Especially in today's market, where literally there's 15 to 20 or 100 other people that's doing what you do. A lot of times, speaking to somebody that knows, just from my brand, a lot of people fuck with you initially because they heard something they liked. But they continue to fuck with you because they like you. And there's no reason in the world for Michael B. Jordan to have an entire demographic of people with his name being shit in their mouth.
Thanks.
It makes no sense for him to do that at all. Why? Because he's not a ham and egger. Now, some people will say, well, he's black too. Listen, culture transcends racial identity. It just does. So here's the thing about that. Michael B. Jordan was not always big man on campus. Michael B. Jordan started out on The Wire as a kid on The Wire. You know who was his biggest fans? When we saw him getting more role stuff, black people.
Mm-hmm.
Black people support him. Black people feel very good about Michael B. Jordan. Not just black people that live here in the States.
Mm-mm.
Black people in the diaspora too. You know how many people from the West Indies lives here in the United States or has that cultural background? Their moms, their grandmoms, something.
Mm-hmm.
That's a ton of people to piss the fuck off, right?
Thanks.
It's not in his best interest to do any of that. What's in his best interest to do is to do like Bill Burr suggested. Take this talking to, right? And make adjustments. He did what he was supposed to do there.
He did what he was supposed to do.
He
didn't even bring up the fact that his people's is
That's
Trinidadian.
right. It's not. Don't do that.
That's not important.
It's not important because the bottom line is that what he's doing is incumbent upon people fucking with him. And listen, it's not worth it for him to even fight it, for him to even show a family tree where motherfucker. None of that. He did what he was supposed to do. So all the people that I've seen since the story came out, that's talking all this ruckus about that, my G, you don't have to worry about people fucking with you. Not on the same level he do.
Nah.
You can't put yourself in his shoes and say, well, what you need to do, we know you tough. But part of the reason you tough is because you broke. You tough? Tough guy. Tough guy. I know.
Part of the reason
tough because you, and I believe me, I know about the calluses on your hands and on your knuckles. Right. I got them too.
Thanks.
And that's why we got the don't give a fuck attitude. I get it. He gotta give a fuck though.
Yeah, he gotta give a fuck. Yeah.
He gotta give a fuck.
There's really no way around that one.
Yeah, you ain't doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
You ain't doing what he's doing.
No, it was absolutely necessary. He did. It's just like I said.
You hate to see it. Let me. I'm gonna hit Ken's, and then I'm gonna talk about special spaces because there's a misunderstanding of what people are actually beefing about. Ken, the best way to support the artist when you want to buy their music, you really should go to them, and it's easy to do because now most artists have a social media thing. You can find out because for everybody it's different.
Yeah.
Everybody is different.
Some people have it on their website.
Right.
Some people have a Bandcamp.
Right. Right. Special space. Ask. I'm glad he asked this question. Where does appropriation cross the line? I personally don't really get it. I understand the idea of using words you don't understand, but what's wrong with resonating outside your own culture? Cultural appropriation is not about you liking something from outside of your culture.
No.
It's a lot of different factors in it. But part of it is if there are marginalized groups that everything about them has been maligned. The way they talk, the way they look, the way they walk, the shit they do, portions of their culture. And they, as a culture, as a group, have been penalized for that in the form of generational wealth, in the form of public perception about who and what they are as a people. Their brand, so to speak, has been libeled and slandered for years. And a lot of it has to do with everything about them and what they do. So when somebody from outside of that group takes something from that culture and then monetizes it and makes $1 billion of shit off of it, it rubs people the wrong way because the people that originated it were penalized for doing it. Right. Was told that they were inferior for doing it.
Here's the thing. So appropriation versus appreciation. Appropriation is the manifestation of whatever ism applies to that scenario. Let me say it again. Appropriation is the manifestation of whatever ism applies to that scenario. Now, what does that mean? 4 years, decades,
right,
nay, centuries.
right.
People who look like me have been called thugs, gangsters. Well, when a white company, who was the ruling class here, when a white company then seeks to profit off of thugs and gangsters, it proves that the problem isn't the perceived behavior.
Right.
It proves that the problem is the ism that applies to that scenario.
Right.
So that is really the difference between the two. It goes into this next comment. What about this? Non-Asians absorbing Asian culture and Asians absorbing non-Asian culture. Is a white American kid liking Japanese rock a bad thing? Is a Japanese person liking Western rock a bad thing? No.
Nope.
Most of these things that we talk about on this show, when we talk about the quote unquote buzzwords, you might say, the racism, the cultural appropriation, sexism, all these things, these things that people feel get thrown around too often and all. 9 times out of 10, when we are talking about these things on the show, not to say that it's non-effective, but we're not talking about individuals who have nothing.
No.
We're not talking about powerless individual consumers.
Not at all.
That's not what we're talking about. So go listen to all the anime soundtracks as a white child from America. Go listen to all the anime soundtracks.
And have a ball.
Go to all the otakons. Have a ball.
Yeah.
Because no, that's not appropriation. It's generally something with power, something with money behind it. Those are the things where these actually really come in. Now, there are scenarios where, like, for instance, what is it called? Is it Gen Z? Gen Z had started appropriating, quote unquote, Black culture and calling it Gen Z culture.
Yeah.
See, that is a thing because we're not talking about, again, individuals. We're talking about a generalization of a entire generation.
Yeah.
So yeah, normally these things, when we talk about them, 9 times out of 10, they do not apply to a sole individual who doesn't have the power or influence to change anything.
Right. We're basically talking about people who, again, it's one of these things where if the people that developed and originated this, and particularly if they were slandered for it, they were slandered for it. And then all of a sudden, people outside that group taking it becomes all this, that, and other, and they make $1 billion off of it. Like it's going to rub people the wrong way. It really is. It's like you come in my house and joked me all day long, all year long about that lumpy ass couch, and then one day you just came and just took the couch and sold it for $1 billion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like that's not okay. That's not cool.
It's not. It's
a form of gaslighting.
It is. It really is. That's terrible. That's bad. That's horrible. You are inferior for doing that. Here, let me do this. Give my money. Give my money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. It's crazy. And like I said, he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
He did what he was supposed to do. People fuck with you if they like you. So the more people that like you, the less people you give a reason to not like you. Yeah. Because like I said, a regular person might just say, I don't give a fuck what nobody think. I'm gonna do what I do.
And
I'm gonna do what I do. But somebody like him,
nah,
public perception means a lot in his line of work. So I mean, and as particularly now, because social media being such a thing that it is, you imagine a social media campaign against his shit and motherfuckers stop following and doing other like, yo, a lot of people don't realize this, but in the entertainment industry now, where before it was about talent and who you know, now it's about a little bit of that. It's also about your following.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up your following and then try to go in, because these people will literally go into these CEOs' offices with their social media analytics. Look who fuck with me. When you better, don't you want all of this thugnificence as a part of your brand? See all these eyes on my shit?
Right.
You got to pay for. What was it? Kevin
Hart.
Kevin Hart. He made it so in his contracts that when he does movies, B, you paid him to act in this movie. You didn't pay him to promote the movie.
Right.
Now on his personal social media, you may have paid him to do the the little circuit gambit they run when it comes out. But not on his personal social media. So you know what he did? He got these fuckers to include it in his contract that they have to pay him extra to promote that on his personal social media shit.
Yeah.
That shit matters. That shit matters. So rather than Michael B. Jordan showing us his family tree and all that, just restructure, readjust. People still like you, and that other thing will make money.
Yeah. Come on.
It's gonna make money.
Come
it
on.
Just is.
It just Absolutely. Is. Without question. Without question. All right. Moving right along. I started to not use this website. That was
oh damn.
That was because of the headline.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it anyway. Rapper T-Pain battled depression for years after Usher insulted his music. All right, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because T-Pain did used to be a rapper, but no.
And actually, he can actually rap.
Yeah, he can actually rap.
He can actually rap.
Yeah. I mean, that was his whole thing, rapper turned singer. But no, he's not. I mean, he might still spit bars like for himself that nobody ever hears.
Yeah, he don't release no music.
He don't release. But anyway, whatever, fine. But like I said, I gave him the BOD because he was a rapper, so whatever. Anyway, singer and rapper, that's much better. Why didn't you? Anyway, whatever.
Start with that.
Singer and rapper T-Pain is opening up about his lengthy battle with depression, which began after Usher allegedly insulted his music. In a brief clip from the new docuseries This Is Pop, out on Netflix, T-Pain reflects on an alleged conversation with the singer that he said negatively affected his mental health. In the video, which has gone viral on social media, T-Pain says he was asleep on a first-class plane ride to Los Angeles for the 2013 BET Awards when a flight attendant woke him and informed him that Usher wanted to speak with him.
And told him his music was shit.
Usher was my friend. I really respect Usher. The Buy You a Drink artist says in the video, adding that his contemporary sounded really concerned. He was like, man, I want to tell you something, man. You kind of fucked up music. I chuckled a little bit. It was a nervous chuckle, but I chuckled. I didn't understand. I thought he was joking at first, but then he was like, nah, man, you really fucked up music for real singers. T-Pain is known for heavily auto-tuning his vocals, producing a tinny, distorted sonic effect that has become popular across various genres of music. I was like, what did I do? I came out and I used auto-tune. He's like, yeah, you fucked it up. I'm like, but I used it. I didn't tell everybody else to start using it. This is the very moment. I mean, hey, this is the very moment that I don't even think I realized this for a long time. That's the very moment that I started a 4-year depression for me. The snippet from This Is Pop, which has amassed more than 3.9 million views on Twitter alone, prompted an outpouring of support for T-Pain from fans who hailed the bartender hitmaker as a musical pioneer while slamming Usher as a demon.
Oh, Lord.
Usher put T-Pain into depression by saying auto-tune fucked up music and then went to release OMG, a song full of auto-tune that went #1, tweeted one person. This man a whole demon.
You know who else is a whole bunch of demons too? All the people that went and bought it and made it #1. I think y'all listen. If he's a demon for doing that,
shut up.
All
let
the
me
people
finish the damn article. T-Pain said he didn't realize for years that his depression started because of Usher's comment. That's literally how mental disorders show up. It takes years to unravel feelings and find the trigger. Though when you find the trigger, you find things run deeper. Be kind to people. A representative for Usher did not immediately respond to the Los Angeles Times request for comment. This isn't the first time T-Pain has spoken candidly about feeling slighted by his fellow musicians. In the past, multiple artists. Why does that say artists? What? That's not.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know what they're doing with that.
That's not a word. Anyway, from Kanye West to Jay-Z have criticized T-Pain's signature sound, according to 2014 New Yorker profile titled "The Sadness of T-Pain." People are just terrible, man. T-Pain told the LA Times in 2014, I just don't get it. I think I've said the phrase, why would you do that to a person? I think I've said that phrase well over 2,000 times in the last year. There's just so much crap that gets done to artists. Why are they? Is this not?
They did it again.
This must be a British. It has to be. That's the only thing I could think. Anyway, whatever. There's just so much crap that gets done to artists. Two-sided things. Oh man, I wish I would have known how two-sided people are. I just wish I knew not to trust all the people that say they're your friends. Yeah, that's the end.
Okay. So I just want to first acknowledge how very douchey Usher was.
Yo, listen to me clearly. Nigga, yo, listen. If I ever
and the rock means ever
send y'all something or put something out, whether it's music, whether it be a video, whether it be an episode of the Black Culture Geeks, and y'all niggas call me talking about, yo, you really fucked this shit up. And the conversation keeps going and you keep stopping to say, no, you really fucked this up. I promise that's the day I quit. I'm quitting all this shit. All the shit is over.
How douchey, right? Would you have to be, man? A caution aftermarket R. Kelly. Look, how douchey do you have to be to get the fucking flight attendant to go and wake that man up to tell him
this is supposed to be your friend. This is supposed to be your friend.
Listen, I get accused of trolling.
Stop.
What? No, is that not true? I get accused of trolling.
It's also missing a very vital part of the equation. You do get accused of trolling, but it's absolutely verifiably.
See, we wasn't really talking about that.
Okay,
that part wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary for what I had to say.
Okay,
next, you know what I'm saying? So I have been accused of trolling my friends.
This motherfucker repeated it.
Because I had to start the bar over because I was interrupted. The crowd was and I had to start over.
Not what happened. That's not okay.
So I've been accused of trolling my friends, right? And there is a reasonable, valid reason why I've been accused of that. Never in the history of niggerdom would I ever do what that man just did to his friend. He woke him up and said, yo, you are the reason that puppies cry.
Basically.
You are the reason there are holes in socks. You are the reason that when I put my clothes in the dryer, one sock is missing all the time. You are that guy.
What? How do you do this? Like,
man, they call me Tombstone did 4 chains.
Yeah. It's like, why would you
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Douchey, man. That's douchey.
Here's the thing. Even if I didn't like something you did,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, yo, you fucked up music. Like, not this wasn't your best showing.
Well, I didn't particularly like this particular thing.
No, you fucked up music
for everybody.
For real singers out here.
Going forth, all artists will look at your name in shame. We will see you in infamy. That's
what is going on? And I want to address the Jay-Z thing. I don't know about the Kanye thing. I have no idea what that's from because Kanye did a whole album in auto-tune. So I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know. I'm not aware of Kanye shitting on auto-tune like ever.
I don't remember that either.
But the Jay-Z thing was about rappers.
Yes. 100%.
Let's be clear about that. Like
100%.
T-Pain is perfectly within his rights to feel like that was an attack on him.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing his feelings.
I know what you're saying.
But for everybody that's like trying to lump Jay-Z into the T-Pain,
he's talking about rappers.
He was talking about rappers. So it's not the same thing. And Usher was clearly talking about singers because he said you fucked up for the real singers.
Yeah. Also, by Usher being his friend, he knows that T-Pain actually has a voice.
That's the other thing. How?
Yeah.
T-Pain, and people will go like for the uninitiated are going to laugh at this comment.
Mm-hmm.
T-Pain is one of the best singers.
I'm initiated because I know the industry with that, and I'm about to laugh. And I know what you're saying, and I'm still laughing.
It's like, yo, I don't understand why you felt the need to blame the potential downturn, because nothing had happened apparently at this point. The potential future downturn of the industry on this man, who, by the way, was probably like in his early 20s at the time. Because T-Pain, I think T-Pain might be younger than me. Because when he started, I think when he had his first hit.
No, so fuck that. Unless he lied on his bio.
No, he's in his early to mid 30s.
35.
Okay, so he's a year or so older than me.
Yeah, but again, I must caution everyone. Niggas be lying in their bios.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Niggas be lying.
That's true.
Lying about where they from, how old they are. Niggas be lying. I done read plenty of bios. I know motherfuckers are lying.
Given the possibility that he's being honest about that.
Yeah.
Just like literally, yo, that's like me telling Adonis, yo, you fucked up rap. Like, you fucked up rap. Like, obviously, I'm pretty sure they're not as close as me. And
right.
Yeah, but still, that's like big brother figure telling little brother figure, like, nah, B, what your existence kind of is a negative thing for everybody.
Yo, especially, well, in that particular relationship too, because of the big brother telling the little brother shit. Like, anybody that I've ever introduced to rap or was inspired to rap because of me, you won't hear me being super
right.
Cool. I'll give constructive feedback, but like I'm very guarded with how I say what I say, because like if you do something wrong, you could literally psychologically damage somebody who saw you as the inspiration for why they do what they do, only for you to tell them you are everything that's wrong with rap today.
Like, what the fuck?
How
do you not? Yo, you gotta think about it. We talking about artists. We're talking about creators. And the running joke that I always say when we talk about art, keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. So this, not on top of the fact that this is a young, impressionable Tallahassee Payne.
Tallahassee.
That's what the T stands for.
Use this whole damn.
I mean, that's what the T stands. Anyway, young, impressionable Tallahassee Payne, who looked up to Usher, considered him his friend, And mind you, this isn't just somebody.
No, this
is a legend in the space in which we're about which we're speaking.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, everything about you, everything you're doing. What?
Right.
So the hearing 4-year depression, that doesn't sound like hyperbole to me. That sounds like a very legitimate after effect of what just woke you up.
Right. Right.
Yo.
That I think the part of that bothers me the most, and this is purely a personal thing, because I don't sleep well. So when I'm getting it in,
right,
don't be waking me up to tell me some shit that's gonna make me not sleep again. Like, what the fuck?
Because there's no way he went back to sleep after that conversation.
No, how could you just he took him out. That motherfucker probably was in full REM sleep. Getting it in. And the other thing, if I'm on the plane and I'm getting that sleep in, we fighting, because I can't sleep on the plane.
Right.
I can't sleep. I can't. I've tried it. It made me so mad. I see my wife. We on the damn plane. Before that motherfucker even lift off the goddamn runway, she done took her motion sickness pill, and she is out. And I'm sitting there going, this is some bullshit. this is some bullshit right here. Yo,
it's like, what is going on? Said, let me read this again for people that don't understand why we're being quote unquote so hard.
Right.
It says, where is it? I'm trying to find the specific part.
Wait a second.
Conversation.
Set the
he says this. Oh, T-Pain says he was asleep on the first class plane ride to Los Angeles
that man
for the BET Awards. He was on his way to perform.
I'm
fairly certain he performed on. When a flight attendant woke him and informed him that Usher wanted to speak with him. Nigga, I promise you, fuck these awards. Fuck you. Fuck this career.
They're gonna call the police.
I'm going.
Listen, when that plane touches down, there's gonna be police waiting. I'm swinging on you. I'm swinging. What? You woke me up to tell me that? I'd have tattooed the shit out of him on that plane. It would have been bad, B. They'd have gave me a terrorism charge and everything. That shit would have been bad, yo. That shit would have been ugly.
So it's not in this article, but T-Pain came out after he saw all the buzz around, and he emphatically expressed that he doesn't have any ill will towards Usher. He still, I think he said he still considers him a friend, and like, leave the man alone. Like, don't stop calling him a demon. Now, outside of the demon thing, everything else the people were saying was right. Like, yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. Especially this one where he says, Usher put T-Pain in depression by saying auto-tune fucked up music, and then went to release OMG, a song full of autotune that went #1. That's exactly what happened. No, when I first heard the story, that was my first thought. Like, Usher, you have a whole song with will.i.am where in the first 3 seconds, we clearly hear that you're using autotune.
You know what Usher would probably say to you, SPJ?
He did it his way?
No, he probably wouldn't say that. But what he would say is, yeah, I know. I had no choice after he fucked up.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. Charlemagne had a very good point. Whatever. He had a very good point on this. He said, no, the fuck T-Pain didn't. Because no matter what you feel about it, he said, if you go back to any of those years, there were still real singers at the tops of those charts.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, let's say there wasn't.
Right.
There is no accounting for what the audience will gravitate to. And also to put T-Pain in that box, in that spot, and not look at the record companies. Y'all, some of y'all have no idea how they push. If that shit, if anything you do becomes successful and pushes mad units and gets mad streams, the pressure they put on you to do it again. And then other artists that are coming in, the companies put pressure on them to sound like and be like what they saw that just sold. So this is not, T-Pain took something, he liked it. I'm gonna do this. I like the way this sound. I'm gonna do this. Oh shit, people like it. That's what's up. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Right.
That's not on him. That everybody else decided. Me too. And that record company executive was like, "You better do it. You better do it. Make my money back, ho. I just gave you a $500,000 advance."
Yeah.
They like, you hear that? They like that. Get out of my face with all that individual artistic expression shit. You better do that.
Right.
So that's not, it's a lot. It's not T-Pain fucked up. It's a lot of hands on music, bro. Like it ain't just an artist. It's a lot of hands on music.
Yeah, it would be more than just, if it did happen, it would have been more than just T-Pain.
Facts.
Like, cut that shit out. Like,
And again, it didn't happen because as you pointed out, there were legit singers who weren't using that shit at the top of the charts. Basically, Usher felt the way. But Usher, to me, you have to show me the causal link. Yeah. Did your music start to suffer, motherfucker? As far as your sales, did that start to go down?
You can check the file.
And even if they did, what's the causal link? Like, just because something happened before something else doesn't mean that something caused that. So,
Usher discography. 2000. Yeah. All right. I got to look at T-Pain's discography to find out years now, because early indications suggest that no,
right,
that it didn't affect Usher, but maybe it did. Let me look at these years on T-Pain's album. So 2005, 2007. Yo. Mind you, T-Pain has never gone platinum. None of his albums have gone platinum.
So wait a minute.
So how are you going to tell me somebody whose highest certification was gold fucked up all of music?
Yo.
All of, like, just fucked it up. Like,
so wait a minute. So at the time, this other thing you need to look at. At the time when he was releasing that, who was going platinum? That was in that singing R&B-ish type land. Right, who was going platinum?
Let's see. 2000. T-Pain's first album was 2005. So, Usher.
Oh, gotta read this. Marissa says, "I'm sorry. I come from the era of Roger and Zapp. Same. T-Pain does not carry that bag on his own. Usher should have stayed all the way in his ignorant seat. Yes, he should have, and definitely not woke that man up."
I get it.
T-Pain ain't invent auto-tune.
No, but that's not.
He ain't invent that shit.
But that's not. I don't think it's an argument over who invented it. I think it's.
No,
we're talking about something. We're talking about something that happened 30 years before that never really caught on.
Yeah, that's not. I am fairly certain T-Pain knows who Roger and Zapp.
No, absolutely, no. That's not
it could have inspired him to
absolutely
do this.
If Roger and Zapp was his direct descendants, It wouldn't change the point that I'm making.
Okay.
That happened 30 years before he put out an album and it didn't catch on. So that wouldn't be the reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
No, I don't think she's saying it's the reason. He's saying that he ain't the only artist that did that. He's not the only artist that did it.
It was inconsequential when the people that before him did it. He had to go back because I'm 99% sure he got the idea from them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think it's a situation where he like stumbled across it independent of them and decided he was going to do it, and then later on found out. No, I'm fairly certain he was directly influenced.
And as far as catching on, how are we defining catching on? Did Roger not sell records?
No, I'm talking about other people doing it.
Oh, no, okay, no, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because again, Usher, I didn't have to go far to find out who else was going platinum while T-Pain was putting out fucking albums. It was Usher.
Right.
And
so what is he talking about?
Invalidates, T-Pain, by the time, so Usher put out Confessions in 2004. That was before T-Pain's first album. By the time Usher's next album came out, T-Pain had put out 2 albums.
Mm-hmm.
Usher still went platinum. Now, let's talk about the rest of the albums, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, again, if we talk about how many years is this? 2000. So 1, 2, 3. T-Pain had put out 3 gold albums. And before Usher's next album.
Right.
And that album went platinum. Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Usher's next album,
mm-hmm.
which happened before this conversation happened, went gold.
Hold up, wait a minute. You said his next album after that conversation went gold?
Before the conversation happened. So maybe
I still don't
he was salty. No, there is no causal. Let me be clear. There is no causal link.
He was salty.
Maybe he saw that and thought,
the only reason why they ain't buying my music is because
no, it's because you named it Looking for Myself.
Also,
no, it's not. That's not why.
You can't. Your ass. But also, if both of y'all did the exact same, if T-Pain did mostly gold, and then you went gold, how did he hurt? Y'all doing the same? How did he? I don't. No, Usher. No,
I have to hold up. This might amend everything I just said, because when did this song come out? Let me see. Nah, B. Yo, it's worse. It's worse.
Is it much worse?
Absolutely worse. It's much worse. Remember that comment I read from that commenter that said Usher told T-Pain that he fucked up music and then went and put out a single called OMG, where he does auto-tune throughout most of the track. That's categorically incorrect.
Oh, damn.
Usher put out a single called OMG where he's using auto-tune through most of that, and then told T-Pain that he fucked up music. OMG came out in 2010. This conversation happened in 2013.
Usher.
Yo, it's so much worse than I immediately thought.
Usher, take a stadium of seats.
Damn, bro.
Take the Coliseum in Rome. Sit down, man. Sit down, man. Oh, you can't tell some. Yo, it's dumb because the auto-tune technology is a legitimate piece of technology that has been used in studios forever. Now,
I think that was that point. I think his point was not just because a lot of people had that shit fixed with auto-tune.
Yeah,
like realistically,
there's a way to use it where it doesn't sound like a robot. Right. There's a way. Right.
So it's like, what are we doing here? I could see if it would make more sense to me had he had that conversation first, and then was like, I legitimately believe this. Well, fuck it. If you can't beat him, join him.
Yeah,
that would make more sense to me.
Before he said,
but no, he made the song before he had this conversation.
Yeah, because Special Space. That's what I was thinking until we found out that he made that album before he told T-Pain that shit. But again, that could still apply. He could be like, "Oh shit, it's fucked up in the game. Let me make this." And then next time I see T-Pain, I'm gonna tell him that was
on the album that went fucking platinum.
And according to Usher, the guy who he claims created that space couldn't even go platinum with it.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't
know. I'm gonna tell you this. Fuck all that. You wake me up on a plane when I'm getting it in to tell me some disheartening shit like that. We fighting.
All right, hold up. I see Cher did it first, and I see before auto-tune there was a talk box. And okay, again, we're not talking about where things originated. I don't think anybody is going to blame Fast Freddy and the Fab Five for ending Ja Rule's career. Because okay. Like I don't think that's how that works. I don't think African Bambaataa and them get the victory for Ether winning against Jay-Z. Like I don't. That's not how that works. I get what y'all are saying, but we're not talking about progenitors. We're not. But anyway,
I think the other point too is you can't blame. So did T-Pain have a time platform like Dr. Doom and went in the future to see whether or not him using that auto-tune was going to take off like that?
No, it was
he had shot. Saw other people at
it was a shot that he took.
Yeah,
he took like a shot and it worked.
Nobody else was doing it. Let me take him do this, and then it worked. And then for Usher to come and wake his ass up again, I'm stuck on that waking me up like that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. We fighting. I'm sliding. Usher, when he be dancing, he be I'm sliding his ass up the aisle.
You screaming. Yo, listen. I'm calling. At the end of that conversation, we're not getting off cordially. My response would have been, when I see you, you owe me 5.
Yeah.
Not for the comment about me fucking up music.
For waking me up. And also, I don't mean $5. Let's make this clear. I don't mean $5. Look. Okay, so he don't want to go to jail. We not go to jail, but I know I'm gonna be awake for the rest of the trip, and I gotta go perform after you done told me that bullshit. So when all this is settled and done, before we get back on the plane to go back to our respective places, run me my fade. Run me my fade. That's it. That's it. Run me my fucking fade, because that's appalling. It's absolutely appalling. Usher need to mind his business. Like, you know what Usher could have done on that plane? Know what he could have done? He could have went this first class, right? First of all, let me ask you this. Why wasn't Usher in first class?
Here's the thing. Hold up. I don't know if he was on the plane or not.
Oh.
I don't know if that was a phone conversation. Like, I don't know how. I'm confused about that part because I never watched the video.
Right.
So I'm not sure. Like, that piece of context is missing for me.
You know how hard it is to get a phone call when you up in 30,000?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Was Wi-Fi calling a thing in 2013? I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't remember. But maybe it was a jumbo jet, and maybe like both of them were in first class, but just not close to each other. I don't know. But that's not a conversation for the fucking plane, my guy. Like,
no, nigga. And also, you ain't have him send me no champagne. So when I woke up,
butter me up.
You ain't do none of that. Instead, your punk ass decided this was the perfect opportunity to tell him how he fucked up music for everybody else.
Yeah. Like, bro, that's not helpful. That is not helpful. Like, and the funny thing about this is a lot of people, let's just call it what it is. A lot of people don't understand how modular certain creative things are.
Yeah, facts.
So you don't understand that in general, in order to get the effect that T-Pain was getting at that time, you had to actually be able to sing.
Yeah, right.
You had to know how to carry a note.
Right.
Like you didn't have to be as good of a singer as T-Pain actually is, but you had to be able to carry a note.
Right.
In order for it to work the way that it did back then.
Right.
And then on top of that, how fucking involved the engineer would be in that.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it's like y'all consider it the easy way out. When in reality, no.
It's a lot of extra work. It's a lot of extra work. I record a lot, especially in the last month. Right. The recording process is already filled with challenges, things you got to make sure is right, blah, blah, blah. I get that right. Adding the extra step, you know what I mean? It's added labor. It's added labor.
Oh, it's unnecessary. I mean, not unnecessary. It depends on what you know.
But again, the gist of what Kat is saying is a piece of tech. Some people will take stuff that was intended to use a certain way, find new ways to use it,
right,
and then it becomes a thing. It's like I will always have a problem with people getting mad at a new way something is done because they didn't think to do it.
Yeah,
because like it's like we talked about before about instruments. There was a time the first instrument was the human voice.
Right.
So if you go off of the ideology that they don't use instruments and your ass can't sing, everything after the human voice, going by that logic, wouldn't be considered an instrument. Right. So you gotta leave space for shit to evolve, people to develop new things and change. So listen, if I can make music with it, it's an instrument. Fuck you mean?
Pretty much.
If I can make music with it, it's an instrument. Yeah. This drum, piano, guitar, computer.
Right.
If I can make music with it, it's an instrument.
Facts. There's really no way around that one.
Yeah.
You know, you have old people that try to, for whatever reason, because it's not always a malicious reason. And a lot of the times they just don't realize they're doing it. But a lot of times old people
they think they saving
romanticize. Well, sometimes, yeah. A lot of times old people just romanticize shit from their time period simply because it's from their time period. Like,
yeah, and not only that, like a lot of things, some shit you had to be there.
Yeah.
The context is the error.
Right.
The context that makes sense is the error. If you wasn't there in that error, it may not make sense to you.
Right.
They're kind of still there. There's a piece of them that's still there, right? Like my grandfather used to always play big band music and stuff like that on his radio. That for the life of me, I know it's music, I can hear it, but it's not something I was rocking. I wasn't fucking with it, right? But there was plenty of other music that came out after that. You know what I'm saying? But this was what his focus was on, because it made sense to him, and a piece of him still longs for that era and that time. No matter how shitty it was, he had other memories around that time that weren't as shitty, and that music was part of it, part of the positive shit, right? Right. So I get the notion of I get it, but in reality, everything is going to this is what I always tell people, keep this should console you when everything appears to you to be fucked up and they didn't changed it and it don't hit the same to you no more. All that shit come back now full circle. Just wait. Just wait and keep living, right? Wait and keep living, and that shit you liked is going to come back in some way, fashion, or form. Someone's going to rediscover it like this is dope. I'm going to get a classic example. So, Al Green. When I was a certain age, I heard the name. I ain't fuck with no goddamn Al Green.
Fair.
And then one day, I'm over my man Sean's house. He's lifting a sample. and the sample was hard. Like, yo, this is dope. Where you get that from? And he pulled out an Al Green record. What else on that?
I bet you changed your mind
Let
about
me
that.
listen to the original. I listen to the original. Yo, context is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. So previously, before my indoctrination into hip hop, right?
Right.
That wasn't what I was. Afterwards, though, I had a different context. When I heard some of Al Green's music, and I could hear in the background them drums, because they mixed the drums a little different back then. Mm-hmm. They mixed the drum for this genre. They mixed the drums in the back. They was in the back. But I'm listening to the pattern going, whoa, them drums. What else he got? Put the little cue on the screen about a few months later. I'm literally walking down the street with a Walkman listening to Al Green. Context is everything. Now, some stuff transcends that era and time, the context of that time. I would argue that Marvin Gaye transcends. Like, you put some Marvin Gaye songs on, like people go, oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But by and large, most of the music that's released during a given era, that's where it made sense. And outside of that, less people are gonna understand it or feel like that's dope. That's just what it is.
That's a fact.
But that it's nostalgia is a motherfucker. Nostalgia is a motherfucker. It is.
I just hate when nostalgia tricks you into believing that evolution isn't normally a good thing.
Right. Well, I don't believe evolution is a good or bad thing, me personally. I think it is what it is.
Well, I'm not talking about evolution in that sense, but I'm talking about, like, if something happened, not necessarily of the phenomenon of evolution, but from people who needed to find a solution to something.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, that's normal. 9 times out of 10, that's a good thing. It was to solve a problem.
Go and look. What I would love for y'all to do, if you haven't, because some of you probably have, go look at the South Bronx back when Kool Herc and Coke LaRock and them was the. Go look at the South Bronx and tell me they didn't need hip hop. Tell me the manner in which they came about making music did not come from out of that environment. It absolutely came from the situation and their environment.
It was on
that
fire.
Shit like a bomb hit that motherfucker. Yeah, and it was living there.
Literally on fire, though.
Yeah,
like not
you would have smoldering piles.
Right.
Like it was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was.
Speaking
it was
of which, we got to end the show on that. We got to talk about this case slate.
Yo, if you haven't had the chance,
now listen. Hold on. Allow me to set it up, because you did a terrible. You did a terrible job.
All I said was
you
nigga.
Just sent it. Yeah,
I said nigga.
I'm like, bro, what? So I was in the car with Fab. We were on our way to pick Mo up to go to the casino. So I was like, when we had stopped by his house for a second, and I had got the message from you right before we got to his house. He gets out. I started, and I'm like, yo. I stopped it, went back to the beginning, waited for Fab to come back. Right. I'm like, yo, Fab, a 40-minute music video. And he's like, wait, why would anybody? Because people have done similar things as far as what the words I just said.
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
there have been videos that were for
might as well be movies.
But it's movie, it's movie type shit. No. It's a 40-minute song.
Yeah.
It's a 40-minute song.
Yeah.
And we were contemplating on whether or not, that's why I didn't text you this, because I knew we were doing this today.
Right.
How long do you think it took to put that together?
Here's
the thing. I have one clue.
Some of the clothes them dudes was wearing.
Well, I wasn't even about to say that. Fred the Godson died at the beginning of the pandemic.
He did.
So at least since the beginning of the pandemic.
Yep. I saw dudes with winter garb in that video. With winter garb.
That's a fact.
So we haven't even said the name. The name of the song is Rolling 110 Deep. 40 minutes. 40 minutes of rapper after rapper. We're talking
bars after bars after
bars from rappers that span the generations.
Literally.
All the way back. This dude had Coke LaRock spit some bars on this shit. And listen.
Yeah, it happened.
One thing about me that, unless my friends know this about me, I always have felt like the hip-hop progenitors don't get the reverence they should get. And I always have felt like if you love this, if you really feel like that this changed your life in any way, you learned some shit from it, it really changed the way you moved in this world, you should want the people that originated it so that we would have it, to put them on somewhat of a pedestal when it comes in the context of the music. Not as people, because we don't know them personally as people, but in the context of music. For me, that's Kool Herc and Coke LaRock is to me. They are, if today I am Raiden, they are the elder gods. they are those, like, because if without them, the shit some of the shit that they went through was crazy. One of their peoples got stabbed up and Coke was going to kill him. And it was something that stopped that from happening, right? And he sat out of hip-hop for a little while because he said, if this shit gonna be about murder and shit like that, it's getting me to the point where I'm about to murder a motherfucker for this shit, for some shit they did to a friend of mine, all wrapped around this hip-hop thing, I'm gonna fall back from it. But a lot of the little catchphrases that people axiomatically say at a party or with some shit like that when they got the mic, when they up on stage, it came from Coke LaRock. And he ain't even write most of the shit. And originally, he didn't write none of the shit down. He didn't write none of it down. He was just up there, and originally, he didn't even show his face. Like at them parties, he be behind the curtain while the DJ was doing the shit, and he doing it because it wasn't about him. It's about the DJ.
It was about the DJ.
Hip hop was about the DJ back then in the beginning. Yo, when I saw him get up there and spit them bars,
bro,
I had a moment of in Saba noise in the building. The first mutant. Yo. That shit was crazy. Shaq was on that motherfucker.
Yo, Shaq, Omar Test.
Oh my.
Yo, listen. I have some criticism. K-Slay fucked up. He fucked up greatly. This is the big mistake that he made, and I feel like he should have known better. Being a DJ, for as long as he's been a DJ, the order was not right. The order he too heavily front loaded. It's a 40-minute fucking. There has to be reasons for me to feel like I'm being rewarded for continuing to watch this. When it gets to a certain point, it's like when we was listening to it, we riding, and every person that come on, I'm like 9 out of 10 times before their name popped up, I could name them.
Yeah, facts.
And then there were some where it was like once their name came up, I'm like, oh, okay, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Way too often towards the end of that,
yeah, I know
it was like, no, I don't know him.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know him. Nope, don't know her. No, I don't know him. And it's like certain things make sense, right? So let me give him his flowers for some of the arrangement that he did do.
Right.
To have Lord Tariq and then Corey Guns.
Yeah,
and then Peter Guns.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Yeah. Lord Tariq, Corey Guns, Peter Guns.
Right.
Perfect. That's beautiful placement. To put Sheik and Styles next to each other, that makes sense. To have Onyx together, that makes sense. Even though Fredro,
Fredro, go home. Listen,
to have MOP next to each other makes sense.
Yes, it does.
One after the other makes sense. What was the other one? It was one more. Oh, I was disappointed. That's probably ain't his fault. He probably just couldn't make it happen. when I saw Redman, I expected Meth to be next.
Yeah, me too. I did too.
I expected either Meth to be next, or Eric Sermon to be next,
yeah,
or Keith Murray to be next. Like,
yeah.
When you have, given what the theme of it was, based on his intro,
right?
It's like when you have people that are like connected in some way, and it's widely known that they're connected to someone,
right?
Have that person around them.
Yeah,
you did it well several times. Yeah. Like, I'm mad that Busta wasn't on there to go after Rod Digger.
Yeah, but you know what could have been too, though. Honestly, from some of the backdrops that I saw, some of that shit was Gorilla. Some of that shit was Gorilla.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Some of that shit was Gorilla, and he probably was getting it in some cases where he lived. That does not excuse.
But what I'm saying is,
K-Slay
is not beholden to a record label.
No, he's not.
So just like we were talking about, I've said it on a record. You've said it to Eddie.
Right.
There's no release date.
No, it's not. No, it's
not.
You
make the release date.
Make the time.
There was no reason for it to drop when it dropped.
True.
It could have been pushed back a week if that's what was necessary to change the arrangement a little bit.
Right.
So true. Come on, like, and don't get me wrong. I'm less critical about certain people not being on the song, because that's a huge undertaking.
I was about to say, so is mixing that,
right?
And so
all of that is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, yo. It's not.
It's a lot of work.
I have mixed tracks with like 6 people on them before, and I hated it. Right. So this is 110 people.
Yo, that's ridiculous. Yo. Outside of those small, and then some people, I wasn't necessarily feeling their contribution, but that's not K-Slay's fault. So outside of those small things,
I was here for the moment. It's like I told Napalm, I was like, even the people who I don't like, I sat through their verses to give them their flowers, because that's historic to me.
Oh, they did there.
I didn't want to stick through no fucking Lord Jamal. I didn't want to stick through that. He was horrible.
No, but it made sense for him to be where he was.
Yep. Like I said, man, like I had to acknowledge and give everybody on there their flowers, even people I detest, because that's history right there. Yeah. And Uncle Murder was hilarious.
Yo.
Like, nah, shit was dope, yo. Like, the concept alone, I'll tell you one thing it did for me, it definitely was inspiring. It made hip hop seem for that 40 minutes, it made hip hop seem big again.
Yeah.
It made it seem big to me again.
Facts.
Because it hasn't felt that way for me in quite a few years. Watching that, I felt like a kid again, like, yo!
Word.
So if for no other reason, Black Culture Geeks is saluting.
Absolutely.
Saluting that song.
The project itself was incredible.
Yeah. Hell of an undertaking. To get all these people together and just accumulate that, it's crazy. The amount of legendary
the fact that you had everybody shot their own.
Yep.
Because you can look at, you can see the differences in
and backdrops and all that
editing and Pun's son had the little colorful shit on his, and it's like, yo, Pun's
somebody a couple of them clearly used the phone. Used the phone.
It is what it is.
A couple of them.
I know that this might sound crazy, but yeah, Pun's son got fat.
You stupid, but he did though.
Yeah, like he wasn't that big before. It's interesting, but anyway, yeah, I
genetics.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like. Damn, like really. But anyway, yeah, that was
amazing.
It was really impressive.
If y'all haven't seen it, once again, let me give you the name of it. God damn it! Oh yeah, it's 110. Excuse me, rolling 110 deep. Go check that shit out, bro. Settle in. You know what I'm saying? If you are a hip hop, if that's the culture that you resonate with and relate to the most,
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, you know a lot of even the old people, you know who the fuck they are. You
Yo,
will really appreciate that shit.
If you're a hip hop head, you'll appreciate it.
Yeah,
you might not sit through all 40 at once. You might
come back to it, right?
Yeah, but you'll appreciate it. Actually, you know what? I ain't gonna hold you. The last 10 minutes you might not like.
You don't know who them niggas is.
You don't know who them niggas is. Unless you from where they from or something, like you happen to be a specialized fan of them.
Yeah,
you don't know who them niggas is. But yeah, like some of my like biggest quote unquote missed opportunities or biggest things that I just loved.
Ghost was on there twice.
Ghost was
on there twice.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, that was amazing.
That was amazing.
Having Raekwon and Ghost next to each other was perfect, and Inspector Deck. All right, cool. But Raekwon and Ghost was really what I.
No, Inspector Deck had to be there. That's Wu-Tang.
But you had Raekwon and Ghost. That was enough. Listen, I'm just saying. I didn't need like you. What it would have been perfect is if you did Raekwon and Ghost, and then you kept going with whoever was. After
I would have done.
Then you did Redman
Wu-Tang members than that,
and
you had Redman after
Meth.
Yeah.
Well, no, I would have had Raekwon, then Ghost, then Inspector Deck. Not there yet. Whoever was after him would have been after Ghost, and then when Redman came, Meth would have went. Then Inspector Deck. I'd have did it like that.
I would have went straight to Jersey. Like I would have done all of the Wu-Tang, ended at Meth, hit Redman because of the connection, and then hit some more Jersey dudes. Tretch.
Right.
I'd have had Queen Latifah on that motherfucker.
Facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'd have had Joe Budden on that. You right in the day, nigga. You right in the day.
Oh, that's another thing. Another missed opportunity. Joel Ortiz and Crooked Ass should have been next to each other.
Yeah.
Slaughterhouse.
Yep.
Let me see. What else was there that I missed? That's all I can think of at the top of my head right now.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all, seriously, go check that out if you haven't already. Go check that out. That was amazing to me. That was just amazing. Like I'm still kind of reeling off the fact that they got the first rapper. It's crazy.
This nigga said,
crazy.
I'm gonna come back with 200. I'm like, all right, hold your roll. See, both me and Fab is like, yo, don't
in game.
But
you're doing in game.
But we're definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah, I will watch it.
Fab said, yo, let's order some food. Watch the next one.
Watch the next movie. Look, it was in game. Look, that first one was Infinity War. The next one gonna be
200. 200. Yo, in general, I always tend to like these mega projects that have a bunch of people on them. Just because it's a bunch of people on them, and I like to hear.
Yeah, but this is far beyond.
This is way beyond. Yeah, this is way beyond anything I've ever heard before. But the I think the biggest one I ever paid attention to was the One Blood remix. The One Blood remix got like 20 people on it or something like that.
And remember at the time we was like, God damn.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, how did Game get all these people? Like, Game was still fairly new.
Yeah.
Like, how did you
get
all these people? Yeah, absolutely. In the school. Yeah. In the school. Who doesn't owe Dre something?
Yeah. That's it.
Facts.
That's it.
But yeah, shit was dope.
Go check the shit out. Loved it. Felt like a kid again for a little bit. And still, like I said, I'm still reeling from they had the first.
Yes, rolling 110 deep.
Yep. But yeah, folks, we about to wrap this up. We appreciate y'all once again on another Saturday, chilling with us in the later parts of the morning to the early parts of the afternoon. Well, actually, the middle part of the afternoon, I guess.
It is what it is.
But yeah, we appreciate every week y'all come out, show up and show out, and we definitely appreciate that. We, like I said, we'll give you guys more information on this project as we steady roll it out. You know what I'm saying?
When we get it, you'll get it.
Yeah, we get it, you'll get it. Also, please, if you will, go check out the Metas and Mutants podcast with me and my man Superstar Guy.
Cyrus the Virus.
We talk about comic books, comic book characters, comic book movies, and comic book TV shows. And we have fun doing it. And we also do we started doing reactions to superhero movie trailers. So you can find that on the Metas and Mutants channel on YouTube. And of course, our podcast is on any place podcasts get broadcast.
Yeah.
Then go check out Addie's Game Room. He streams every now and then on his Facebook and his YouTube channel of the same name. Check out Jaded Nerd. He does the celebrity gossip beat on the channel of the same name. You dig? And of course, tomorrow, the Rise podcast. I'll be on there with my host, Coach Squeeze. That's every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern time.
I'm on the ones and twos.
He's on, yeah.
I mean,
it's true though. You are. It's true. It's true. But yeah, man, like I said, we appreciate y'all. So for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone, the Dead Man, and for the greater multi-world entertainment family, we are out.